Good morning and welcome to ZTN Prime. I am Wadzanai Sansole. I will be giving you rolling coverage of today's events in Zimbabwe. Now, President Emmerson Mnangagwa will preside over the burial of national hero Tinei Chigulu at the National Heroes Acre this morning. And across town, our crew is at the City of Harare Commission of Inquiry, where Mayor Jacob Mafume will appear. As you may be aware, last week, the mayor was put on the spot where he forgot the way to his own Greendale home. He also made stunning revelations that the city allegedly lost $4.5 million over a murky loan deal in 2017 to one of its business units, Harare Quarry. The city's Director of Housing, Admo Nekairo, also stunned the commission when it was revealed that the city had run out of housing stands, yet they are still being parceled out. And lastly, Mike Shimombe and Moses Mbofo's trial kicks off before High Court Judge Pisirai Kwenda. Now, the duo was denied bail in December last year, and now we take you to the Commission of Inquiry.
Especially the ones in the Avondale area. There are two along Agel Road, then the one that you mentioned, then there's another one which is along Loma Gundi. The service stations were established through a local development plan.
Can I stop you there? The local development plan developed by the City Council?
Yes, it was.
Can I stop you? So the City Council developed a local development plan to put service stations in residential areas?
The process of...
I don't want to know about the process. I just want to know if that statement is true.
It is true.
It is true. Now, if residents argue that this local development plan was actually created in order to corruptly place service stations in residential areas for their own benefit, what would be your comment?
I wouldn't agree to the issue of corruption. Let me say it in this way. The local plan for Meborane was not funded by the city. Yes, it's a document for the city which was done by a consultant, and the funding came from the private sector. And we normally have problems in such situations because the person who is going to fund the plan is going to advance his own interests, and at times at the expense of the public. It becomes difficult where a document or a local plan is funded by someone, because the chances are that the person who is funding the local plan will indicate to the consultant that I want a service station there and I want another one there. It becomes difficult to at times to refuse when such things happen. The moment you have private players funding these documents, the chances are that the issue of public interest is going to be compromised. I would want to believe that this is what happened in the Avondale area in respect of the service stations that you have mentioned.
In short, you are saying that the manner in which this system or this process was done is conducive to corruption.
It's conducive to manipulation, yeah.
I choose to use the word corruption because corruption is the manipulation of processes to favor individuals, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it is conducive to corruption.
Yeah, in that case, I would want to agree with you.
And then finally, as a highly qualified person in your field, you have what used to be called RUP, Rural and Urban Planning. Yes. You agree with me that the manner in which these service stations are situated, especially in Avondale, is undesirable and contrary to planning norms and ethics.
Yeah, I have always said to people, for the Avondale area, we went to sleep. I have always said that I admit that we were supposed to supervise the preparation of the local plan in a better way than the way we did.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Are you a builder by any chance?
I am not a builder.
If you look at that plan, the signatures there. Before the signatures, there are some letters there. Are you able to say what these are? Because there's just below additional to main house. There's one, cycled one there. What does that mean? Do you understand what that means? Before the signature of the 11th of June 24. You can't explain.
I can't.
Ah,
But I'd want to believe that these are the initials of the person who was.
Not the DP6 or DPO. Does that not relate to the state?
Oh, okay, yes.
Right, first
It says,
one.
yes.
You understand the first one?
Yes, the DPC level.
Temp cost construction.
The
Temp cost.
yes. That's the
The third one.
It should be window level. Then the WP should be wall plate level.
Right. That's your understanding. And then the third one, or the fourth one, you don't see it.
Yeah, but it's suggesting a roof. I thought it's the roof.
Then the last two?
There is one which is not visible. It's scribbled on top of notes on the roof. The one for 29 January. I can't see clearly. But there is also the drain. They also inspect the drain inside.
Which one is that?
I would want to believe that the last one should be for the drain.
But the first one, logically, should be
the first one should be for the setting out of the foundation and the trenching for the foundation.
That's fine. Look, I asked, although I'm aware that you're not the author of this, but I thought you wanted to be in a position to tell us.
Okay.
Right, fine. Thank you very much.
Just one clarification I want to seek through you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Nyavis, again, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Just one clarification on local development plans. You are saying this particular one, which was being talked about, was financed by a private player.
Yes.
Do we have a number of these being done in similar manner in Harare?
Yes, we do have quite a number. We do have quite a number. We have borrowed the local plan. It was financed by private players. We have the Avondale. It was financed by private players. We have Manresa. It was financed by private players. There is one for Seke Corridor which we are doing. Is being financed by private players. We are also doing a plan for southern areas. Your retreat, hopefully, is being financed by private players. But what we have done of late is we work together with the people with the consultants who are doing it. We have a team of our own planners who will work together at every stage, even when we carry out the traffic counts, we do it together, so that we are able to own the plan as our own. We are able to ensure that the issue of public interest prevails in the plan.
So in this particular instance, where service stations were incorporated into this local development plan, we're part of the process, therefore, by your explanation.
When this plan was, because the plan for Avondale started some way back, for Mafume started some way back. It started around 1992, 96, 2000, but when it was finalized, because it was finalized in 2023, end of October 2023, the supervision was not as tight as I would have wanted.
But you are the local planning authority, aren't you?
Yes, we are the
and
local
they still approve these plans, which means this thing had to be approved by council.
Yes, it was
for
approved.
Implementation.
Yes, it was approved by
With
council.
all the service stations incorporated into it.
Yes, what happens is that when a local plan, a draft plan is done, it is put on public exhibition. It is displayed for 2 months. And during this period, the residents in the neighborhood and the public, anyone from anywhere, can come and inspect the plan and make comments. In this case, the service stations were there at the public exhibition stage. No such comments or objections came to the city. The objections only came when the plan was at the stage of final approval for gazetting. And during that period, if one intends to raise any objections, he or she does not raise those objections with the city, you are supposed to go to the High Court, and you don't object on the content of the document. You don't object on the content of the document once it is on public display, but you can only object in terms on points of the law. And in this case, no one came. It became operative, and as we speak, the property owners, where the service stations are, they've got the service station property rights. They enjoy the rights of a service station as a result of this gazette, which happened to the local plan before any changes could be done, as raised by some objectors.
But you are the professionals in council who are there to serve the people. And this plan passes through your council, and they are saying the public did not object. When the professionals who are yourselves, the planners, and who are supposed to advise councillors that we have a challenge here, these service stations are in the midst of residential areas, you let these things pass.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, rather unusual to interject, but to assist. Indeed, we had a witness come before this commission who provided evidence of the objections. She gave evidence in this court, in this commission.
The objections came when the service stations were being built, way after the plan became operative. Because the plan became operative on 16 October 2023. And the objections that we are talking about, they came sometime in 2024. By that time, the plan had become law. It had become operative.
Mr. Chavez, my question is, you are the planning authority, you are there on behalf of the people, and you let a plan like that go through with all these issues being raised about the proliferation of service stations. This is where my question is. Where were you as council when this thing was passing through? You actually approved it, isn't it?
I think I admitted at some point in this discussion that for Meborane, we did not do well. We did not do well. We did not supervise. We did not interrogate issues in the manner that we should have done. I do admit that we erred.
What guarantee do the residents of Harare have, given the proliferation of these plans now all over the city, cluster houses included?
For service station, maybe I may want to advise this this meeting that council has since put a stop to processing service stations until we meet with the EMA, until we meet with the ZERA, until we meet with the Ministry of Energy and other stakeholders. We have already met with the stakeholders that I am talking about. There are some documents which are compiling, which will guide the city going forward in terms of approving service stations. When it comes to issues of the issue of class housing, I would want to advise and say that class housing is the way to go. Class housing is the way to go. In the city of Harare, we no longer have land for development. You may be aware that the delimitation was done in 2022. The next delimitation is going to be done in 2032, and no boundary changes will happen between now and 2032. And the people will be flocking to Harare. They will require housing. Council no longer has land for housing. We are densifying, and this densification is actually exposed in the national housing settlement policy. Class housing is prominent. The national housing policy, class housing is prominent. The master plan, which we are replacing, it talks about the class housing. The only problem that we have is the requisite infrastructure. That's where we do have a problem. But class housing is the way to go. Densification is the way to go. Someone was saying to me that...
No, that's fine. Let's not have a lecture now. We want an answer. Let's get this right. In the long and short of it is that do you regret that you did not follow the bylaws in the development of these properties in question previously?
The service stations?
Yes.
We followed the procedures. The procedures were done, but because you cannot gazette a plan which did not follow procedure. It's not possible because there are regulations.
A few minutes ago, I heard you say that you didn't do things properly.
Yeah, the supervision.
Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, the supervision.
What did you mean?
The procedure was fine, but the content, to me, of the local plan has problems. But otherwise, the procedure.
And you were there?
I was not around when things were happening.
Right, fine. Now, if you're around, would you have allowed them to proceed the way they did?
I wouldn't have.
Are you now happy to preside over such errors which were previously done not by yourself but by your department?
I'm not. Each time someone comes
answer the question. Are you happy or not?
I'm not.
Now, what are you doing about your unhappiness?
What we may need to do.
Not we. It's you.
Yeah, I mean, as City of Harare, is to revise the local plan for
what do you want done now with these the previous legal structures which did not comply with the regulations and advertising? Where you ignored the objections, even if the cut-off date had gone, but you became aware that some people were not aware of what is happening, and it's a major objection.
Yes, I hear you say. The objections came well after the plan became operative. Because when a plan, it's like the law. You may not like the law, but it's the one which is existing and you have to follow it.
Right, fine. Are you happy with the existence of the construction properties?
About service, especially the...
Are you happy?
I'm not.
You are not?
I'm not.
Do you want them to be rectified?
Yes, I would do.
The rectification also, rectification, or the rectification, even if it includes destruction?
Yes, I would, yeah.
Are you prepared to make a move now in your position that the City Council should destroy those properties?
Yes, the move should start with amending the local plan.
Are you prepared to make that move yourself?
Yes, we are.
Not we, I'm talking about you.
Oh, yes, myself, I am.
And when can you start doing that?
As soon
you are under oath, and I take it that you want to be credible.
Yes.
Tell us now.
As soon as we are through
With what?
With the master plan which we are doing. We are hoping that
I'm talking about what is there already. You have already stated that you do not want them to be in existence. What measures do you want taken? There's an illegality here. There's unfairness to the residents and ratepayers.
I would want to confess, it's a difficult issue. About the time, it's a difficult issue to me. Why it is
But do you want to start?
Yes, I would want to
Should we record that we are ready to start some steps, positive steps towards the demolition or major structural changes to the existing structures?
Yes, we are ready to start. We started by writing to councils to seek for authority.
Right. When do you want to start doing that?
Let me say in April.
Today is Monday.
Let me say in April. Why I'm saying April is because of this master plan which we are doing. We expect
what date in April? What is it?
1st of April.
Which is a Fool's Day. Are you going to object? or it's a Fool's Day, you chose that because you want to hoodwink us?
No, maybe if I can put it.
Why not the 30th of March?
That is silly. That will still be. It's okay. I wanted to say 2nd of April.
Right, fine. But if it's 2nd of April, then it's post-foolish that day, then the problem. Let's start then before you become a.
That will be,
right,
that will be
30th
fine.
of, right, fine, okay. Anything else? Any comment about what has been going on in the City Council?
I would want to comment. A lot has been happening.
Yes, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. You are a professional person, I presume. Professionals don't hesitate pointing out wrongs.
Yeah, I would want to say that the proceedings of the Commission is unearthed a lot of issues, and they have also, in my case, educated me, because there are certain things that we take for granted, and these proceedings is actually revealed to me that things should not be taken for granted. If it is about following the law should be taken to its latter. If it is about carrying out the procedure, you see, if it is about adhering to standard operating procedures, they should be adhered to.
Mm-hmm. Would you say the Commission has unearthed the problems at the City Council, or they've reminded you to do a proper thing?
They've done both. They've unearthed a lot of things which I was not even aware of.
No, you were meant to be aware, but you thought they would not come out in the open, because you're consciously doing things that way. There's a mental element here, isn't it?
Yeah, there's some element. I would admit that in some instances there was laxity. You don't see that there's fail to take things as seriously as they should be taken.
Laxity and deliberate intent to do wrong.
Yeah.
When you say how, what do you mean?
I'm saying I agree with you, because the revelations are pointing to those indications.
Right, fine. Thank you very much. Anything else you want to say?
No, I think I'll end here.
Right, it's safe to end there. Right, you may stand now. Thank you very much, Mr. Nyabezi. We will call you in the event that there is a need to call you.
Thank you very much.
All right, fine. Yes, any?
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair. We have David Adharwa just to establish one or two things.
David who?
David Adharwa.
How do you spell that?
WADHARWA for the surname, and David S.
Oh, Adharwa.
Yes, Adharwa.
State your full names, please.
Sir?
Yes, kindly stand up, please.
Sir?
Will you state your full name?
Adharwa David, sir.
Which language you use?
English, sir.
Okay, thank you. David Adharwa.
Adharwa, sir.
Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give before this commission shall be the truth, nothing else but the truth? If you
Yes.
do swear, you may raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
Help me God.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you. Stand up.
Yes. You may sit down, please, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
You are using English, I suppose?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, where do you reside?
848 Pomona, Borodale, sir.
And I understand you are employed by the seat of Harare.
Yes, sir.
What are you employed as?
Building inspector.
What are the nature of your duties?
No qualifications.
Okay. Maybe. Thank you. Let us start with your qualifications.
Yes, sir. I'm a class 1 bricklayer. Jenny person,
Class 1.
bricklayer, class Jenny person.
A Jenny person as well.
Yes, class 1 Jenny person.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Any other qualifications, any other jobs you've done before?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
A police officer.
You know why I asked you that?
Sir?
You know why I asked you that?
No, sir.
It's because you've only referred to us as say all the time. Yeah, I'll tell you that you are either a police officer or a soldier. But anyway, I've established that I was correct. Right, fine. Forget about this being a police officer. We look at you as a builder, a bricklayer.
Yes, sir.
Right, fine.
Oh, Mr. David, I'd like you to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing else but the truth. And you have also taken an oath, you understand?
Yes, sir.
I have very few questions for you. Do you know house number 9 Sky Master and Belvedere?
Yes, sir.
Who is the owner of that house?
It is it's from me, Mafume, and there are 2 names which are there.
Okay,
Yes, that's what I saw from the plans.
okay.
Yes,
I'll ask you to have sight of this plan.
yes,
Is this the plan
yes, sir.
for the house?
Yes. There is another one. This is the second one. The first one is just the plan.
Okay. The first one, you confirm it's inspector of the house, the original plan.
You know, there were the first editions.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Mr. Adharwa, can I ask you to raise your voice? All these people want to hear what you are telling us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. You said there was another plan before this one.
Yes, there were a set of plans.
Yeah, okay.
Why are there 2 sets of plans?
The other one was the first one. You know, they be progressing. Like the first set was done, and then there's an additional and the amendment. Yeah, okay. Also additions to the other one. Yeah, it's not my discretion, but what I saw, there are 2 plans.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about this one.
Yes, sir.
I can notice that you were signing, you were inspecting and signing. Is that so?
Yes, I did, sir.
So that is your signature.
Yes, sir.
Tell us the status you were inspecting.
So look at the original. I show him the original signatures.
Yes.
No, not the photocopied ones.
questions for the witness.
Mr. Adharwa, you are reminded that you are still under oath.
Sir.
Right, fine. Yes.
Okay. It's house number 9, Skymaster. Confirm that there are some massive changes from the original plan.
Yes.
In fact, most of the rooms were further subdivided into smaller rooms in order to accommodate the students. Confirm that?
Not for, yes, they are, yes, sir.
Thank you. That is now a commercial building, so to speak.
Yes.
You also confirm that no application for change of use was done.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
So can you raise your voice, please?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
But that is as a matter of fact. Even Jacob Mafume does not deny that. So, tell this honorable commission, what were you approving in terms
No,
of...
let's get that right. Do you know whether or not application for change of use was made?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
So when you say not to your knowledge, you mean to say it was not?
To me, I was working on the document on the plan that is on.
Right. When you're fine. When you are making those inspections,
sir,
if the plan has been approved, would it have an endorsement on it? Would it not have been stamped or signed to say that it was approved? That is the change of plan, the new plan.
I'm not understanding, sir.
All right. I'm saying, suppose you're the old plan.
Sir.
There's now a new plan.
Sir.
In order for you to go and inspect,
sir,
am I correct in saying that you do so when you realize that that change of use has been approved?
I just follow what, as long as there's an approved drawing.
So as long as there is?
As long as there's an approved drawing. As long as there is an approved drawing.
Is there an approved drawing here? That stamp there?
There's a stamp, sir, on the...
Approved drawing?
Yeah.
What was it approving?
For residential use.
Does it say so?
Yes, it is said proposed additions.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Right. So my question is, what were you approving?
We were approving within the...
Right? Were you approving a residential stand or a commercial building?
Me, I was approving on the residential stands.
Sorry?
Residential stands.
But now the premise is no longer a residential stand, but now a commercial building, a boarding house.
Yeah.
So why did you go ahead and approve when you well knew that it was no longer a residential premise?
I did not know that it was a residential premise for students. I just went ahead as a to me, I was approving a residential stand.
Okay.
Fine.
Fine, Mr.
No, that's all. Let me help you there. You refer to two drawings.
Sir.
Where is the first drawing?
I don't have it now.
Yeah.
But there's another drawing.
Do you recall what was in the first drawing?
It was the previous additions to the other wing.
So the previous 10 drawing and this one are different?
Yes, because the addition to the other wing. There are now two, there were also two.
So let's talk there. There are three, then there are three drawings. There's the first drawing, which was residential, which has always been there.
Yes, sir.
Then there was, secondly, there was an altered one. which becomes plan number, drawing number 2.
Is,
Then this one is the third one.
to me, I know that's not 2 of them. Not the
Which
third.
one and which one?
The previous one, which is indicated here, the one which was done here, and the other one.
No, we are getting
This is the-
difficulties in
Yes, sir.
understanding you.
I'm saying,
Your story is hard to follow, with all due respect.
sir,
Very hard to follow.
No, let's do this. I think I'll follow. The second approved one, that's what I'm talking about.
this is the second approved one.
The first approved one,
Is the previous one?
you are aware of it.
Yes, I even went.
Right. That was in residential stand.
It was still residential.
Right. Now, this one, would you, when looking at this, is this a residential stand or is now a commercial stand?
According
A
to
commercial
this-
plan, rather.
Yes, sir. This still residential according
To the plan.
to the plan says.
Okay.
Th-
now-
This one is the residential.
It's still residential, sir.
It's not a boarding house.
To me, it was a house, not was there a big kitchen?
Yeah. No houses, I know. But was it? So you are looking at 2 plans here.
Sir?
The first plan you knew is a residential house.
Yes,
with fewer bedrooms.
Yes, sir.
Now this one is the second one with more bedrooms and other additional rooms.
Yes, sir.
And you saw both of them.
I saw both of them.
Yes, fine.
Okay. So both of them are in respect of, they refer to a house.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes.
Nothing about a boarding house.
Yes.
So confirm that as it stands right now, we now have a boarding house.
Yes.
Or is that correct?
Yes.
So there are some massive deviations from the original plans, the first and the second one.
Yes.
Confirm that.
Sir. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Then my issue is, you signed for the setting out. Why did you sign for the setting out which was not in accordance to the plan?
With due respect, I
Don't
did-
sum.
No, I just signed because it was my mandate to come and check as long as it was within the confines of the approved
You
drawing.
were signing for the wrong thing, isn't it? Because now we have a boarding house with so many smaller rooms.
It's like
Why were you signing for the wrong things? That's the question.
in a normal circumstance, we go to a building, as long as it's approved, normally we say we recommend to the owner to amend in the progress of the...
No, I am not answering the question. Why were you signing for developments which are not in accordance with the plan? That is the question.
Yes, sir. To me, it's normal so that I can sign, but then recommend that changes are made.
No, you're not answering the question, officer. I'll ask you very soon to answer the questions. You understand?
Was there any good reason to sign for development which are not on the plan?
I think that was an error.
Sorry?
That was an error.
Yes.
So just hold on. What did you say?
That was an error, sir.
On whose part?
On my part.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So, an error on your part. Is it not normal that if someone is to deviate from the original plan or from the approved plan, you are supposed to order a distraction of those deviations? Is that not what you are supposed to do as an inspector?
We don't demolish. We advise the submission of another drawing to as built. Because we don't demolish, but we say, can you put an amended drawing for the deviation that we have done?
Okay, one. It is at that particular stage, the first stage. The first stage, I take it the first stage, the first time you realize that the deviation you make a recommendation?
It was on the roof.
No.
Yes, sir.
When you say we recommend when there's deviation, is it my understanding that the first time you realize that there's a problem, you recommend that there should be a resubmission?
Yes, sir.
Right. Did you do that?
I talked to the contractor who was on site, and I
Did you?
advised him to.
Okay. Did you put it in writing?
Not, sir. It's not, was not.
Is it the contractor who's about to advise, or it is the owner of the property?
Normally, I was meeting with the contractor, not the owner. Even the owner does not know me.
No.
Yes, sir.
We come into that.
Yes, sir.
This house, who owns the house? Is it the contractor or it is the owner of the registered
the owner, sir.
Mr. Mafume? So if there are any alterations to the structures, who is supposed to authorize? Is it the owner or the constructor?
Is anyone who is answerable to me, but it was supposed to be the owner, sir.
Okay. I know you are not desirous of telling the truth. Why I say so, you signed for the setting out stage before even digging commenced, digging of trenches.
Yes.
Why did you sign for even the setting out when you knew that that was not in accordance with the approved plan? There you are, you signed for the setting out. I know it's about those other pegs, etc., etc. Why did you sign for that stage?
Normally these things we want.
Why did you sign when you knew that was not going to be in accordance with the plan? You ate again.
To me, for the setting out, everything was correct. Everything was correct on the first stage. I think the changes came in when they were doing the roofs. That's when I noticed.
No, don't think you run away from it. You are a class 1 builder.
Yes.
Even those changes, the foundation is supposed to take care of every room. Is that not correct?
Yes.
You dig everything, starts from the foundation.
Yes.
So why did you approve that? What did you say?
Some of them can start on the foundation.
On the slab?
Yes.
So why did you approve the slab then? So going up, building the structure up to, why did you approve when you well knew that that was not in accordance with the approved plan? No answer.
No, you'll have to answer that question.
I think with due respect, sir, we are saying these are stages which sometimes you think I will be saying they will be made. That's why I said the changes were going to be done later.
You are not even answering the question.
Sir?
Listen very carefully.
Sir?
Why did you allow that to happen first stage? The foundation is the foundation, as the word says.
Yes.
Why did you allow second stage?
I don't have a definite answer, but I think it was my error, sir.
Yeah, it is your error. That's why we are here. It is your error. But why did you do that?
It was an error, sir. It was my error, sir.
Now, what do you want to do with that error?
So
what do you want to do with that error now?
I think we need to revert they need to revert to the original plan.
How do they do that?
They need to demolish.
Sorry?
To demolish.
They should demolish?
Yeah.
Right. Have you told them to demolish?
No, sir.
Yeah. So if you are to see the owner of the land now,
yes,
straight on the face, what would you say? Straight on the face.
Because of this, I need
not because of. What would you tell him about the demolition?
to go back to the original plan.
Address him. Pretend he's there. Address him.
Yes.
Tell
Say,
him.
I think we need to go back to the original.
Sorry?
I said, we need to go back to the original plan.
What does that mean?
To remove the walls which are there, to remove everything which is not on the plan, and revert to the original.
So you want the owner to demolish, that's what you are saying, and start afresh?
To demolish the internal extended walls.
Okay.
Right, fine. Carry on.
Thank you. So you were making errors. So you are not competent to be a building inspector, despite you being a class 1 builder, a gentleman, class 1 gentleman. You are incompetent.
It's one mistake.
Answer the question, yes.
I'm still competent.
But you are approving wrong things.
These are errors that are done, and it's not a measure of competence.
No, let's go on. Let's hold on. That admission is enough. Look at that document there.
Sir?
Look at the documents.
Yes.
You see that signature there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6
Yes.
signatures. Are those your signatures?
Sir?
They are. Look at number 1.
Sir?
What are those abbreviations they stand for?
Which are main house? Site Unit Foundation, sir.
Right, fine. Second one?
Is a DPC.
Dem cost something.
Yeah, dem
Right, fine.
process.
Followed by?
Window level, sir.
Followed by?
Wall place, sir.
Followed by?
Roof, sir.
Right, fine. Are those errors you made of approval? You made one error, foundation. The following 5, 6, are they errors as well?
The roof is correct, sir.
So roof is number? The bottom one.
Bottom one, sir. And the open
The
test.
roof is correct when it's standing on a wrong structure.
No, it's not. What we're saying, the roof is correct because it was done proficiently under the engineer's supervision.
No,
So-
but hold on.
Yes, sir.
You already admitted that the structure, the basic
Yes, sir.
is wrong. You want them to pull it down.
To
Right.
put some of the rooms, sir.
So I'm saying, is it correct to say that all these developments or stages which followed were made by error? Because the first one is an error. Isn't that logical? Answer the question, office, please. Sorry.
According to this, it's not all that is the error, sir. It's the partitions which are done inside, which were done in.
If anything standing on the errors you made the partition,
Yeah.
how can you then correct them and leave them standing on their own?
The inside rooms can be removed, sir.
Inside
And
rooms.
it will revert back without even affecting the roof.
Right. Firstly, how many days does it take to put a foundation on these walls, on this structure?
If in 5 days, or depending on the number of workers that are on site.
Right, fine. And how many days do you wait before you go to second level? The depth course, how many bricks do you do before? The footing?
It's if you are using PC 15, you need 2 days or a day.
Right? And then how many days were taken here, you think? No.
Sir?
Sorry?
The number of workers which are on site.
No.
Yes, sir.
How many days are supposed to wait before you put the second layer?
The number of days, actually.
Yes, in order for concrete to be ready.
To be ready.
Yes.
If the superset is, you need only 2 days to start
Sorry?
the work.
Right. And then did you sign this on the same day?
Yes, I did sign on this same day. Because
All these 6, is that right?
yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
There we are.
Yeah.
So you were signing after inspection?
No, I wasn't signing after inspection. I came in to inspect when the plan was not there.
So when exactly did you inspect?
Sir?
What day did you inspect? You've got 5, 6 different dates here.
I was using the plan which was on the
No,
site.
that's fine.
Yes, sir.
So you said you signed the same day?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So am I correct to say that you signed on the 28th of August? Look at the documents. Look at the documents.
Yes, I signed on the 29th
Of what?
of January, sir.
Therefore,
For all the stages.
What? Okay, yes.
For all the stages.
I signed on the same day.
Oh, there we are. So
So
you said all the same
state-
day.
oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. Okay, I missed that. What was the question again?
So you signed all the stages on the same day.
Yes, sir.
Were you being truthful?
I signed on the same day, sir.
Yes, I know.
Yes, but
Signing on the same day for different stages.
Yeah.
Were you being truthful?
I
of
was
what we
coming.
had seen?
Yes, I was coming to see, sir. I was coming on all different stages. I was coming, but
So you're coming, but recording in your mind, come
No.
again, recording in your mind, then
No.
wait for the next day.
normally what happens is because of the lack of stationery in our place, we are supposed to.
May I interrupt? We have just been joined in by Commissioner Hungwe, whom I allowed to walk in. He's familiar with the territory.
Thank you.
You'll find us in. Thank you. Fine. Right, there you are. Carry on.
So everything was signed on the 29th of January 2025.
Yes.
Yet it's recorded 28th, isn't it? 20th. Just hold on. Is this what? Are we looking at the same document?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I think that's the photo.
The last date here is the 20th. Is that 28th of August?
Okay.
20th of no, yours here.
Okay, 29th. Maybe I can let you have it.
Is that a different document?
Yes, it's more interesting. See. You signed up to 29th of January 25.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I would say, look at this. There are two different documents.
Okay, thank you.
Look at the one we signed up to 2024. The last date being the 20th of August. You see that?
Yes.
Is that your signature?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying.
These were signed on the same date.
No,
Yes.
not all the same date. When okay.
No,
this,
hold on.
Yes, sir.
Those dates were signed differently.
Those were signed different. But this one is a new plan. This one is an old plan.
All right, fine. So the new plan signed the same date.
Yes.
And when you had not, in other words, when you say inspected on this particular day,
Yes.
it was not true.
No, it was what? Okay, sir, the process of inspection.
No. Answer
Yes.
the question.
I-
If it was signed the same only upon inspection, why didn't you put the date there?
The plan was not available.
Sorry?
It's the time when I was coming to this site, most of the time the plan were not available because I was coming, being called by the contractor coming and seeing, checking, and said, "Can you bring me the plan on the I need to sign the plan."
Okay. So can you carry on, please?
Yeah, I'm now rather confused because, well, I'm made to speculate as to what could have happened because this one with the different dates came from Jacob Mafume, because he was asked about approvals, then he brought this. And this one had already been decided. The dates are so at variance. So we don't know which is which.
Yeah,
now.
okay. Let's ask him, which one is it? Which one do you want us to rely on? There are two different plans. They all both bear your signature for different dates, and same ballpoint pen, same dates.
Sir, this is the recent one. This is the first drawing which was done on site, and they were doing part approval. They were doing a section of the house. They were doing this section without this.
No, that's fine.
If
But
we check
Mr. Dara, so the fact remains that Your signatures there are not a true reflection of what you saw upon your physical inspection, because you did not endorse on the date when you signed. Am I right? They cannot be a true reflection because they were signed on different dates, and yet you say you went on to sign after that. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, so, like the Honorable Chair has indicated, so what is prima facie on this document is not what happened. You said for every stage on 29 January.
Yes.
So, why did you have to indicate the previous dates?
Because that's when I came in, but the plan was not available.
Your story is highly incredible.
I understand.
I will put it to that this signature, you forged them afterwards. You never inspected this house in question.
I came.
You never inspected the house.
It's to your understanding, sir.
Sorry?
I was visiting that site.
Is it normal to visit a site and not sign what you have seen?
Okay. Normally, it's normal, sir.
Okay.
Just to visit the site, and the plan is not available. You either you put it on your diary for it, or there's someone who can keep the information that you.
Where is this diary now?
We didn't have diaries. The council is not providing diaries for us.
Okay. So all this was coming from your
No,
good
it
memory.
was on site. There was a small piece of paper where I writing on site.
Where is the piece of paper?
It's with the contractor. My date was.
So the contractor.
Yes.
It's a piece of paper.
Yes, sir.
Your story is highly incredible. How could you approve something without a plan? What were you approving when you did not have a plan? You are a former police officer. Tell the truth. You did not have this plan on site. What were you approving?
There
Which
was
stage were you approving?
there was a contractor's plan which was not stable, so I could not sign on that plan.
Yeah. The question is just asking you, what were you approving when you had no plan?
There was a site plan which was on local.
But you are just mentioning this now. Anyway, I'll leave it to the commission.
Yes, Mr. Madara, let's not. I want to liberate you from this.
I will hand over.
You agree that what you did is wrong.
Yes, sir.
You agree that you did is illegal, in that it did not follow the bylaws.
Yes.
Fine. What do you want to do with your illegality?
To correct, to go on lock and then to correct it.
How are you going to correct it now?
To write a letter to Mr. Mafume to revert to the original plan.
And what will be your other recommendations?
Sir?
What are your other recommendations? The structure is there already.
I say to remove part of the rooms which are not confining with the plan.
You want them to remove?
The rooms which are not conforming to the approved drawing.
Just a small clarification, Chair. Thank you very much. After having admitted that you made an error, obviously you made an error in your execution of duty. You seem to be suggesting a correction that just involves you and the house owner. I don't see the role of the employer here as to how you're going to cause the correction. Is it just a matter of going to the house, talking to the owner, gentlemen, let's do this? Can you explain the procedure?
I have to report this to my seniors.
Thank you.
Right, no, thank you. Any questions arise? Nothing. Those who are here, they should be seen to be asking questions. Yes, fine, thank you.
Just one question to ask you. Did your client, in this case the mayor, at any one point pay for inspection fees? Did you have sight of any receipts?
Yes, there are receipts for all the stages that they pay.
Where can we see them? Where can we find them?
I think, to my best knowledge, I saw the receipts with the contractor.
Who is the contract?
I don't know his name, but he's on site.
Because Chair would like to have an inspection of the receipts for inspections for every stage. So you never had sight of them?
I saw them.
They are with the contractor?
Yes, they
okay.
was with the contractor.
That is all, Chair, from my side.
Just one aspect, since you started, but it's again, mine will be tangential but relevant proceedings. So, during your interaction with the Commission, it is a reason that the inspection of this house was not done strictly according to the strict dictates of the law. We have agreed.
Yes.
Now, you are employed by the City Council?
Yes.
Would I be wrong in saying that, in fact, this situation as arose at this particular residence is one that is very common throughout the building sphere, landscape? That there is a lot of cutting of corners. You don't have diaries, as you say, but the net effect is that there is a lot of cutting of corners in as far as these approvals are concerned.
Not as to my knowledge, but sometimes, as you are saying, you see, it was like reaching a point whereby you are saying, you come to, this was my boss's house, and I was just told, I was just going, rushing to it. But for sure, I didn't do diligence check.
Okay. But this was your boss's house.
Who am I to say? Sometimes I need to go there, but I demanded the plan.
Yeah. Okay, no, I appreciate it. And this is not the only boss that you have.
Yes.
There are literally tens of bosses that you have.
Yes.
And you do appreciate and accept that these bosses in their multitudes actually have many properties throughout the city.
Yes.
Sorry?
And
you said yes.
My boss, yes, they've got houses.
Yeah. Yes, fine. Can you, before we go to the number of them?
Yes.
Yeah. Which one, this particular boss, can you give us their addresses or where he has houses? We know a couple of them. Let me see which ones you know, which you think I don't know. Right. There's one in Belvedere. This is 9 Sky Master.
Yes.
Then the other one?
The other, no. The other is inspected by other inspectors, not only.
Oh, which area?
I know the other are also inspected by other areas.
Yes, but which areas? I mean, as colleagues, I'm sure you discussed about this. I've been to Barre, to my boss's place. I've been to. Which other one have you been to?
Both house. Yes, I have one director of.
No.
Yes. I know, only one. I only know one.
Okay. But you said other directors have been to?
I like the director of health. He's got his house in Overstaffing.
How many?
One. I know one.
Okay.
I only know one.
Okay. But you said your bosses have got houses.
No, yes, they've got houses. But it's not only me who go and inspect the houses.
Okay. Others have gone to inspect houses as well.
Because we are 26 inspectors, some they go to different locals to inspect them. It's not only me who does the bosses' houses.
Okay. Who told you to go and inspect this one? Who instructed you to go and inspect this one?
My regional.
I don't know him.
Yes, sir, you don't know him. Mangena.
Ma?
Regional Inspector Mangena.
Mangena?
Yes, sir.
What did he say?
He said go to number 9. There's an inspection there.
He didn't give you any documents?
Normally it's...
Did he give you any documents?
No. The documents were on site. They were on site.
All right, fine. Yes, Mr. Chief.
Yes, let's come back to the context of what I was talking about. We are not individualizing. I'm building up from the fact that you said, yes, I appreciate, I cut corners, and this is my boss's house. What did you expect me to do? And so forth, right? And you've accepted that is not your only boss. There are many bosses.
Yes.
And you have also accepted that these bosses have properties, and I'm not just talking about houses, building properties.
Yes.
That require the inspection of people at your level.
Yes.
And I think that the logical conclusion to draw out of this is that where these properties are involved, where these properties arise involving bosses, corners are cut. Because if that is not true, it means you are the only deviant one who cuts corners when they are bosses. It's either A or B. In other words, what you are doing is normal when it comes to other bosses. If it is not, it means that you are the deviant one, what they would call in Shona Nubu. You are the deviant one who doesn't follow the law. It's only you. Which one is it?
It's only me.
Sorry? What's your answer?
It's only me.
It is only you who cuts corners. If you know that it's only you, then you know that others don't.
They don't.
They don't cut corners.
They don't.
Now, it means that you discussed this cutting of corners with others. Because your answer would have been, I cut corners, I don't know about others. But you said it's only me, which means it is a fact within your knowledge that you know. Therefore follows that you have actually, you and other building contractors have discussed this issue, and you then admitted that, no, guys, I'm the only one who cuts corners.
I don't know about others, but I'm saying, because in this particular instance, I'm the one who did cut the corners.
No. Let me make it simpler. You have been asked that anyone, you said you are the only one who cut corners.
Yes.
The word anyone, it means that you know that others don't. And if you don't know, if you know that others don't, it means you discussed this point at some point in order to eliminate others when they are the only one remaining with this knowledge of cutting corners. Otherwise, how would you know that others don't cut corners if you did not discuss it? Have I made it simpler for you?
Yes. In part, we don't discuss much of this.
Then how do you know that others don't cut corners if you didn't discuss this issue?
Because if they could have been called for other similar instances around.
No, there's only, this is the first one.
Sure.
This is the first one. Have you been called for another incident other than this one yourself?
No.
Sorry?
No.
Yes, fine. The question still remains. If you have not discussed this with others to an extent of knowing that you are the only one who cuts corners and flouts bylaws, how else would you then know out of 26 that others don't do the same for their bosses?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
No, speak up.
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Yes, Mr.
May I proceed? I think the point is made. Well, I'd like to point out to you that this commission did an inspection in Loco, along Dale Drive, where the commission received evidence which was undisputed to the effect that the boundaries that had been signed for on the building concerned were outside the regulations. In other words, approvals had been given on processes that had not followed the law, right?
Yes.
Are you the one who inspected that building in Tiviot Day?
I don't know the place there.
But one of your colleagues would have done that.
Would have done it.
So what we can establish from your evidence in that particular instance is that in this commission alone, we have 2 instances where major construction work was being done and where building inspectors did not adhere to the law. Your building that you have been speaking about in this commission and the 2-story building along Tiviot Dale in Harare. In other words, I'm saying there are 2 building inspectors now who did not adhere to regulations. You and whoever did that.
I don't have the knowledge of that.
Okay. We do. But just in wrapping up, I think that your evidence, if I say to you that your evidence should be viewed in isolation as an isolated incident, but that if we take your evidence and the evidence relating to Tiviot Dale, the picture that emerges is that there is a wholesale flouting of building regulation rules in Harare by the City Council as represented by yourselves, building inspectors.
Anything to say?
Nothing to say.
Okay.
Nothing else?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Adharwa.
Sir?
You may be excused.
Thank
we
you,
might
sir.
call you if there's anything to ask.
Thank you, sir.
Do you want us to call you back?
Anything. I need to.
Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you very much, you may be excused.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Chain Commissioners. Can we have Jacob Mafume?
Yes, Your Worship.
Yes. Afternoon, my lord.
Good afternoon, Lord. Yes. You saw yourself in it.
I, Jacob Mafume.
Who is this gentleman?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Saw yourself in first, Jacob Mafume.
Yes.
Saw yourself in first.
I, Jacob Mafume, do hereby swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Yes, thank you.
In terms of the Commissions of Inquiries Act, I understand, my lord, I'm allowed to have a legal practitioner present. I have decided and will make the request to the Commission that I exercise that right. And with me here is Mr. Jeremiah Bamu.
Mr.
Jeremiah Bamu.
Oh, Jeremiah Bam.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
he's a registered.
I don't register. It's a lawyer. To me, you don't have to prove a lot of things, because you have to be a serious criminal to come and pretend that you are not. So there's no need for him to.
Indeed, my lord.
Right. You remember, I placed on record that I actually advised you to seek legal representation, at least for you to be in the fair side.
I took your advice seriously.
Right, fine. Is he going to be whispering things to you?
Is that allowed?
Yes, he's a lawyer. Otherwise, what will he be doing here?
Yes, he's going to be whispering things and writing notes.
Yes, fine.
If I may, and any other that he feels necessary and is permissible within the...
Is he in a position to... Do you want to expose yourself to cross-examination at some stage? No, I'm joking. You're not part of the proceedings. You are not part of the proceedings. Yeah, there's no need for him taking an oath because it's you. Yes, fine. There's an objection somewhere. Yeah.
No, it's not an objection, but submissions. In that, in taking into account the august nature of these proceedings, and taking into account that he will be giving legal advice in this particular situation, as opposed to a court of law, where perhaps he has to do the main talking and asking of questions. I think that it is important that the oath, even if it's not going to be cross-examined, is administered to him, so that if there is any advice that is given which then comes through his client, I see no harm in that, but it protects the integrity even of the information that is passed between them.
Yes.
I see no harm.
Fine. Yeah, thank you. What is your view?
My lord, I think that would be irregular to get legal advice on oath. I mean, how do we characterize that legal advice? To say that what law is advising is the truth and nothing but the truth, I mean, that would be an onerous bar to place on any legal practitioner. In my 24 years of practice, I've never come across a legal practitioner who swears on oath to give legal advice to their client.
But before I roll, what is... Yes.
In terms of the evidence, general rules of evidence, my Honorable Chair, I do not see the relevance of the legal practitioner's presence in giving information to the witness. The witness should be allowed to give evidence from their own memory. If he's sitting there in an advisory role, then when conferred by the client, that's when he can speak to his client. But in terms of taking oath, I don't see any provisions in the general rules of evidence which are very persuasive to these proceedings, my lord. I don't think it is necessary for him, the lawyer, to take oath.
Right, fine. Let me hear from both. Mr. Pofor, add something to it, that's all.
If you look at the provisions relating to this particular scenario we have here, it is not an automatic right that he has a lawyer. It is one that this commission grants. And let me say from the outset that I'm in agreement with that right being granted to him. That's not the issue. But therein lies the difference between ordinary provision of legal advice and the permissiveness of a legal advisor allowed to sit in with the client. There is a distinction. Now, I'm saying that we are not aware of the exact nature of the advice that is going to be proffered to the to the witness. And as we have seen in the past, and as has been practiced here, we do have officers that advise persons giving evidence, which may relate to actual events having happened and how they may be interpreted, as opposed to strict legal advice relating to the law and not advice on the facts as they happen. So my argument here, which I do not wish to press unnecessarily, if the legal advisor feels that he should not take the oath, then so be it. But I'm saying for the integrity of the commission's work, it is important that it covers him as well, because his advice may not be limited to issues strictly to do with the law. But perhaps they know better. If that is what they are saying and is going to be providing strict legal advice, nothing to do with the actual proceedings as they happened, then he is safe not to take the oath. But the point that I wanted to make is that this is distinguishable from a court of law, because if you look at the Act, this right to bring a lawyer is not one that automatically exists as in a court of law, whereby it is a constitutional right of any accused person or any person appearing to have a lawyer represent. But that's my point. If the lawyer, let me not waste, let's make it moot. If the lawyer is of the view that he doesn't want to take the oath, it will be strictly gathered advice in terms of certain, then we leave it there.
Right, because you are bending to say something.
Nothing, safe to say that it may not be necessary for the lawyer to take oath.
Yeah, fine.
In that case, let me leave it at that.
Right. Do you have a right to respond?
They seem to agree with me that he should not take oath.
To a certain extent.
Yes.
Right, fine. But let me make it clear. I've conferred with my learned friend in that respect. You see, a lawyer. I see you are recording. Are you ready to record?
Yes.
Right, fine. Do you want me to raise my voice so that you should tape me?
It is fine.
Oh, all right, fine. A lawyer is an officer of the court. Upon admission, a lawyer swears that he will be allegiance to the Constitution and also to the laws of the country. That is what makes him a lawyer, a registered legal practitioner, that is, as opposed to any other lawyer. Therefore, your advocate, Bamu?
Yes.
Yeah. Advocate Bamu, the fact that you took an oath when you're being admitted, it binds your conscience to be truthful. We shall not ask you to take an oath. You can sit in there. But bear in mind that what the witness is going to be telling us is a factual issue. There is no way he's going to be asked about the legality of this and that, which when a lawyer comes in to interpret the law. You are talking to us or telling us about factual positions. In the event that you want to respond, maybe to say, should I answer this question or not, that is when perhaps he will come in and assist you. But I want to place on record that I insisted that consider having a lawyer because of that particular issue, which was now bordering on the possibility of contravening the Inquiry Act. That is why I said you should bring him in, because that is now going to legal issues. But factual issues, I have no problem with that. We have no problem with that doing so. And for the record, there's no need for an office. His conscience is bound by the oath of office he took when he was being admitted. Right. Sorry? You're okay with that? But Mr. Bamu, it's not right for you to be stifled. Maybe we will not want to address.
No, my lord, the court has taken the words out of my mouth. I was only going to say Section 17 permits the appearance, contrary to what my colleague was addressing.
It's fine. Right. I hear a lot about... right, fine. Thank you. Right, let's continue. He has taken oath already.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
We're continuing with the evidence.
Welcome, Jacob Mafume.
Thank you.
When we adjourned, we had a brief discussion pertaining to developments at house number 9 Sky Master in Belvedere.
Yes.
Just to refresh you, you confirm that you did not apply to the city of Harare for change of use?
Yes, for change of use I haven't applied.
You did not advertise in the press as is the norm?
For change of use I didn't follow all the processes for change of use as yet.
That will also follow that there was no approval by the relevant committee of that development. There was no resolution to approve that, as is the practice.
The processes for change of use have not yet been done.
Okay. Thank you.
So, in other words, question is, they have not been done, so they have not been approved.
Yes. Okay. So, you undertook an approved development, therefore.
You know, the plans for the current buildings have been approved.
No, the plan for the house was approved, Jacob Mafume, yes.
Yes.
There was a massive deviation, alteration of the plan. Because there's a witness who went to house number Sky Master. What is on this plan is not what is on the ground. You confirm that?
Yes, but when we
yes.
When we left this, my lord, I need one clarification. When we left, the prosecutor announced.
I'm not a prosecutor.
The evidence leader announced that this was a forgery. Now that has damaged the reputation not only as a mayor, but also as an officer of the court.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. I understand that. I was going to go to that aspect of what is going on at the end of this. We're going to deal with that at the end of the evidence.
At the end, we're going
there are certain issues which I want to raise.
Yes.
But as of now, let us look at what has been said. There's a witness here who said what he has said now, that construction, that is alteration of the use, has not been approved.
Yes, the change of use has not been approved. And
yes, fine. So let us deal with those facts.
Yes. Oh, okay. I just
want the rest. Yes. No, I understand. We are going to. It is tight on all of us, but we'll deal with it at the end.
Yes.
You understand, Mr. Mafume? It's your right to raise it, but let us deal with this issue.
Yes, I do understand, but my lord, he is a legal practitioner like myself, as you are. He has a way of announcing certain facts from the bar. The first fact when I presented this paper, immediately said this is a forgery.
No, if you may,
then
if that is not the truth, the forgery was in relation to the signatures, of which we are still asserting that this was a forged process.
You are referring to what happened the last time. Last time we were here.
Yes, the last time.
All right, well, that's fine. Yeah, that's all right.
Chair, yeah. I wish to interject and assist the commission with a proposal that maybe Mr. Mafume could park this issue for a while, whilst our recorders go back to the record on the date in question, so we speak from the evidence of the proceedings rather than this allegation going against the other, so that we can verify whether our evidence presenter indeed said such, because all these proceedings are under recording. That's why you saw me insisting on getting this gadget.
Right, no,
so this
fine.
Issue can be clarified, and I was going to propose that we go to today's issues, then maybe after an adjournment we can play the recording.
Yeah, fine.
Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Mr. Mafume, let us go into evidence. If there are any other issues you picked up, we'll deal with them later on. But may I hasten to add that we have to treat each other with respect and dignity.
Yes.
But we must ask questions and answer questions at the same time.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you. My question is very simple. There is a massive deviation, massive alteration of the plan on the ground. Correct? Yes or no?
I have not been notified of the alterations.
But look at the two.
At the two plans.
Mm-hmm. First plan,
Yes.
which was the residence, that is.
In fact, Honorable Chair, the plans are more or less the same, but
Right, fine,
this
okay.
one was being kept by the
Yeah, no, that's fine.
head office, and this one was in position.
There's no need for plans. Let's just have a factual issue.
Yes.
When it's on record that 9 Sky Master was originally a residence, right? Individual residence, that's the mayor's, that is Jacob Mafume's place of residence. But later on, you then changed this, in your own words, into your boarding house.
Yes.
Right. That is the alterations he is referring to.
Okay, yes.
So there has been a massive deviation from an individual residence house into a boarding house, which is now commercial.
Yes. Do you agree?
Yes.
For instance, all these bedrooms that are no longer there, we now have smaller rooms. The kitchen is no longer there. Everything. We now have smaller rooms amounting to 60 rooms. Is that not correct? Is it not common cause?
60 rooms?
Yes.
I'm not aware of the numbers of the rooms.
Okay, but we now have smaller rooms.
Probably, but I doubt.
We can go for inspection, if you want.
Yeah, no,
we can go with this plan.
Yeah, we can go for inspection and look. I'm not aware of the numbers of the rooms. That's a fact. I'm not aware.
But there have been alterations from residential to commercial.
Yes, there have been alterations, but I'm not aware as to the exact numbers of the rooms.
Fine.
So you approved the alterations? Because your intention is to house students from Yiti University. Is that not correct?
Well, I don't personally approve alterations. The approval is done at the City Council, which we have not yet applied for.
But this is what you had wanted, to alter from residential into commercial.
Yes, that's what I want.
So it was a desire to go commercial.
It's a desire to go commercial.
Yeah, fine. Yes, please.
So all those alterations, they are not in terms of the bylaws, council bylaws, because you haven't sought approval.
Yes, we haven't sought approval.
So that is wrongful.
The council bylaws allow for...
That is wrongful.
The council bylaws
if you may answer
allow
the question,
for regularization.
Yeah, but for you to regularize, you are regularizing wrong.
So is it not wrongful?
To be wrong, then you regularize, isn't it?
An anomaly, yes.
Yes. That's the question of semantics, isn't it?
Yes.
Right, fine.
So, Jacob Mafume, you are at the apex of the city of Harare. You confirm that as the mayor?
Well, I am.
Yes. You need not doubt that.
No, I'm not doubting. I am at the apex.
Your mayor doing an unapproved development. Is it what you want this commission to believe? Doing an unapproved development as it is here.
The development can be regularized,
No.
and it is within the law to regularize the development.
Why did you initiate a wrongful development in the first place? Why did you do that? Why did you not seek for an approval? This is what we expect from laymen, some other people who are not lawyers, who are not in the employment of the council, who are not mayors, ordinary persons, not from the mayor, doing unapproved developments.
And the question?
What? Well, yeah, it looks like I'm not.
No,
paying
no, just
attention.
no. Let's not be a bit on the emotional side. Let's just put questions.
Yes.
Let's put questions.
Yes, I'm just
no, that's
emphasizing.
fine. That's fine. Mr. Mafume, the question you are asked, the question you are being asked is, why did you do this? You carried out some alterations pending regularization.
Yes, we submitted the plans. We submitted the plans to the City Council. The intention is to then turn it into a boarding house.
It's not fine, I understand.
Yes.
Why then did you start allowing construction before approval of the change of use?
My understanding, and in terms of the practical issues on the ground, because sometimes a construction takes a bit of time.
Okay.
You can start constructing, is it a shopping mall, a hotel? And at some point, as you are about to begin the process, you can then make an application for the change of use.
Yeah, okay, right. Another question?
Is actually, in fact, according to the evidence, even the boundaries were even altered. The boundaries, they were altered.
The boundaries
Yes.
of the stand?
Yes, they were even, all of the house plan, they were even altered. And what is your comment?
That has not been notified. If you give the plan to the inspector, because you must remember there's an architect and a builder. If they miss the boundaries, there will be an annotation on the plan that this boundary has been missed and that it has to be corrected by this manner. And I'm sure if there has been a deviation from a boundary or a wall that should be there, or the height or the width is incorrect, that is a technical issue which can be addressed.
Okay.
Right.
You
But
are-
it hasn't been notified.
You are aware that you have a policy of even some legal structures, I've seen them being destroyed. Is that correct?
Those that are not able to be regularized, yes?
Even those which were built without even approval, we have seen them being destroyed.
There are structures that can be regularized. Those won't be destroyed. The council officers, they will advise you that if you follow this regularization process, your structure will not be destroyed. Then there are other structures that cannot be regularized. Those will be destroyed. So there are two processes in council. One, you can do a structure, you regularize it, it is not destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
You do another structure which is incapable of being regularized. It can then be demolished, or you will be asked to alter it to the extent.
I will put it to that you abused your position. That is why you just constructed these frames without any approval.
I submitted the plans for the approval, and these are the plans.
Yes, the house was approved, but the demarcations, the deviations were not approved. You admitted it, that Jacob Mafume.
Yes, what is the extent of the deviations? If it's about the perimeter wall, then it is a material demarcation.
Perimeter wall?
Or the perimeter. If it's
rooms?
If it's about the rooms can be expanded if they become too small. But if we are talking about the material issue about a plan, are the perimeter walls.
Mm-hmm. Right. Any questions, Mr. Wose?
Okay, no issues for now. Let me hand over to my sister for a few questions on another important area.
You want your sister to start before your brother?
Yeah, my sister has not spoken for a long time.
All right, fine. Let's have your sister then.
Thank you, Mayor Mafume, for appearing before the Commission.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll take you through a few questions where I need clarity from your office. I have concerns which were raised by the Auditor General in 2018 concerning the disclaimers which were issued in terms of the audits of the Council.
Yes.
You are aware of those?
Yes, I am aware of those.
One of the major concerns was the issue of overstaffing at the Council.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
What is the situation now How many employees do you have at council, if you are aware of it?
Yes, we have, we are just under 10,000. We are supposed to have an establishment of 12,000, but the actual situation on the ground is just below 10,000, 9,000 and something.
But what had caused the blown up proportions in 2018 up to the period of 2020, when the ministry then wrote a letter of concern for you to rationalize the staff? What was the cause?
The cause at that particular time, if I'm made to understand, was because we came in 2018, and when we inquired as to why there were so many staff members and whether we needed them, we were told a number of reasons, but one of the reasons is that our operations are too manual. There's very limited mechanization in the part. We have so many general hands in terms of drainage cleaners, sweepers, refuse collections, the road department for potholes. They are not relying on mechanization. There's over-reliance on the actual people themselves.
So you laid them off. Do you confirm?
We laid off some of the workers.
And paid some of their benefits?
Some of the workers?
Yes.
Yeah, some were laid off. A number of measures, I'm sure, were then adopted. Early retirements for those that had reached retirement age. Those that wanted to opt out would go out. It required a cocktail of measures.
So were you in office when the council borrowed a total sum of 32,500 to pay off some of the gratuities?
I was not made aware of that. Which year was that?
2018.
Which month?
I've not been given the month, but this is the auditor's report that I'm going through.
I was not yet in office.
When did you assume office?
So how much is the figure there?
32,500.
I came into council 2018 as a councillor. Then I became a mayor in 2018, 2019, 2020. Yeah.
2018, 2019, 2020, you were now a mayor.
I was not a mayor during that period.
2018, 2019, 2020.
Yes.
So when did you assume the role of mayor?
The first recalls were done in 2020. I was the mayor in 2020, the end of 2020. It was the end of 2020.
End of 2020.
Yes.
Okay. Up to date. Can you confirm? With
yes.
with the bit of
I was
in and out. We know that phase. Yes, we know. We know.
But
we are aware of that.
Okay.
Okay. Then in terms of human resources or human capital, who is the person who's supposed to employ members of the executive in council?
Who is the person who is supposed to employ members of the executive?
Yes.
It's there are various members of the executive.
But is it your mandate to employ yourself as a mayor? Do you have a mandate to employ any grade into office?
No, there is no mandate. All employment is done through committees.
Through committees?
Yes.
Correct. I want to take you to an office where we have received evidence that you created a post for one Mr. Kashangura, whom you call the strategist for council.
Oh,
How was Kashangura employed?
Kashangura is not an employee of council, he's an engineer. Kashangura came in during the time when I was out of office.
Sorry, can you wait?
Yes.
You said he's an engineer for council.
No. He's an engineer. He's quite a renowned engineer.
So
he's an electrical engineer.
Okay.
He is a consultant. He has worked immensely with ZESA and many others.
Yes, can you hold on?
Yeah.
So in what capacity does he appear at the council? We hear he is reporting for duty.
No.
And his post can you allow me to finish? He appears in some council meetings, I'll give you the dates, as a strategist. So my question was, who gave him the description of strategist for council?
Let me explain the Kashangura issue in detail. When the Mayor Ian Makoni came into office, he wanted to do a strategic analysis of the organization through the council as a whole.
Correct.
So he was not, I don't know what evidence said.
So under what terms?
Then under the terms that...
Which terms? Was he a consultant?
He was...
Or an engineer, like you have described?
He volunteered. He didn't get paid from council. He doesn't get paid from council. He had a relationship with Councillor Ian Makoni. Councillor Ian Makoni comes from the corporate sector. And the council agreed with Mayor Makoni that we could have him as a strategic advisor, but not as an employee of council.
So are you confirming that Kashangura comes in and out of council every day for no remuneration?
Not every day. He's a consultant. He comes
or
for
on the occasions he does. He comes for no remuneration.
No remuneration at all. He has no post. It was just to advise the mayor on strategic turnaround.
Yes, correct. Yes. That was Makoni's era. But when you came, you adopted Kashangura as who?
When I came, he came to my office and said, this is the work I have done. He has interviewed council on strategy. I asked him, are we paying you? He said, no, we are not paying it. He's got a very massive report, which is very useful.
So you keep him under which terms?
Under my, he's finished. He's finished. I didn't keep him. When
yes, during your tenure, during the time that he was working, under which terms did you keep him? As a volunteer? As a consultant or as a, I don't know what we can call it.
I didn't alter the terms that he had come in. I must hasten to add.
Where are they written, the terms?
There should be a council resolution if the commission...
Were you part of this committee?
No, I wasn't part.
Because we have received evidence that you then proposed that Kashangura should be paid what is called an appreciation. So we wanted to get to understand what term of engagement is that which pays an appreciation.
No,
because we are going to produce the minutes. They are on their way from your townhouse.
Yes.
Well, where you requested for an appreciation for one Kashangura being a strategist.
Yeah.
What was that, Ms. Mafume? Can you just explain? Allow me to finish,
yes,
and then you can then respond.
Okay.
And I'm sure you will respond adequately if you allow me to finish.
Yes.
So when it was proposed in that committee that you pay one Mr. Kashangura an appreciation, under which terms of employment, consultancy was that? Can you just explain to us?
I believe when we appreciate...
No, firstly, let's get this.
Under which terms?
Step by step.
Yes.
Is he still in your office?
No, he's not.
At that particular moment, was he employed, was he coming in as a strategist?
When he was coming in?
Yes.
Yeah, he came in.
After Ian Makoni, did you retain him as a strategist?
Yeah, after Ian Makoni, I allowed him to finish his report.
Right.
That's what I'm just asking now.
And then this issue about appreciation.
I'm not the one who proposed it.
No. Yeah. But is it, was it paid some stress?
No, he was not paid.
Did anyone propose?
Yeah, I'm sure they have proposed an appreciation.
The minutes will show that, as Mr. Mushumba said.
Yeah, the minutes will show that there was a
that.
proposal. But the council's, the appreciation of efforts is not necessarily...
No. We're not getting that there first. We're talking about
appreciation. It's not
Kashangura.
But do you confirm that the appreciation was proposed in that meeting?
Yes, there was a proposal of an appreciation.
Under which terms? That was my question. Was it a consultancy term, a volunteer term?
No, what would then happen once there's a proposal like that? It will then go to the, because it will go to the secretariat. for, in that case, if there are meetings, to the chamber secretary.
No, we hear that, but her question is, under what circumstances? Under what circumstances? You talked about two terms. Under what terms was the operation going to take?
There was really no terms. It was just a proposal by, if I'm to understand, it was just one councillor. You know, when you are holding council meetings.
Yes, no, that's fine. But her question still remains unanswered.
Yes, it remains unanswered.
He is a volunteer. There is no appreciation that.
So how are you going to account for the appreciation fees of a one Kashangura?
I doubt
who's a volunteer.
We never paid any fees. No, we were intending to pay any fees.
So your intention to pay, you say it was never granted?
Maybe the terms of the question. One, when you narrow down an appreciation into a figure, then it would be helpful if there was a proposal of a particular figure that is there on record, or because appreciation in terms of council, it takes many shapes. So sometimes,
in what form? That is what I'm asking you that you are failing to answer.
Okay.
What form was the appreciation going to be conveyed to one Kashangura, this volunteer, this famous engineer?
Just hold on.
In what form?
You see, this is where we are having some serious legal issues.
Yes.
We are being asked this very simple question. It's a fact. Is coming in, unless if you want to give evidence as well on the facts.
Judge, if I may, if I understood her question directly, she is asking in what form the request was given. And the only advice I was giving him is to say, if you are the one who made that request, you need to know that specific term. And that's
no, but then the problem comes in. That should come from me. I should be able to say, answer the question, etc., because it's on facts.
All right.
If he doesn't know, he should say, no, I don't know. If he does, he knows, he will tell us.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't want to start getting into situations where the credibility is going to be questioned. Okay. Otherwise, so far, it's going so well. Yeah. It's a very thin dividing line.
Okay.
Let's
my
not overstep.
Intervention was clearly on whether the person was fair or not, but I take guidance from
no, the fairness or not, let that be directed by myself. I'm alive to unfairness, and he has to be treated like any other person's, given a fair share of questions and answer honestly. That is all.
Yes, we may proceed.
Yes, fine, thank you.
Okay.
Let me again do this. The problem is if you are going to elaborate and think ahead of questions, that is where you are going to be clouded.
Oh, okay.
The question has been labored or belabored by the Ms. Shumba is that we now know that someone proposed this appreciation fee. And what form was it going to take?
We had not taken advice on that. The proposal did not formulate any.
Was this appreciation fee ever paid?
No.
Right. Yes, Mr. Shumba.
Yes, let's continue. Was the post or the duties you were giving Kashangura part of the city council organogram?
He didn't work for council. He didn't execute any duties from my understanding. He had no post, he had no duties.
But he would report to townhouse on occasions?
He would come to investigate what he needed for the.
So the answer then is he would come to state, yes. Not state house, but the townhouse.
Townhouse.
And who would he report to? And who would he report to?
Yeah.
Who would he report to?
He would not report to anyone, as far as I'm aware, certainly not to me. What he would do was to go, he would work with the town clerk, as he was then, go department by department, do evaluations, and come up with...
yes, correct. Right. So are you trying to tell me that you are having this freelance engineer roving in the offices of the townhouse without anyone's authority? Without reporting to whose authority?
The authority of council, Mayor, I indicated that Mayor Ian Mafume
But he left and then you came in. So what you're avoiding is to admit that he was also under your authority. Is that so?
He's done tremendous work.
No,
If
please
you look,
answer the question. Was he also working
Let's follow
under your
this,
authority?
just hold on, Mr. Let's follow this logically. He was once under Ian Makoni.
yes.
He was
That's fine.
controlling and demanding, asking or cajoling him to do certain things, and he was responding.
Well, the nature of the work was not like you would then report to the mayor. It was more to come up with a consolidated report, not to execute any duties.
And submit to who the report?
To the mayor, then
Yeah.
he submits to council.
Exactly.
If the mayor didn't want him, you would have asked him to leave.
Yes.
Is that correct? Yeah, Ian Makoni.
If he didn't want him, he would have then have gone back to council.
Yeah.
to us, yeah.
With a view of getting him out.
Yeah.
Right. If you didn't like him, you would have done the same.
Yeah. I would have done the
And
same.
so you
Let's
also
move.
allowed him during that tenure until he left to do or to continue with what he was doing.
Yes.
So would I be wrong if I said he reported to you, to council through you?
Yes, he did.
That's
report
what
to
you
me.
should have said long back, council. You
So
are a
he
legal
reports
practitioner.
to you through council.
Why
He
are we
reported-
wasting time?
And the town clerk, yeah.
Yes. Is there no business strategist or officer at the council
A
who's
business-
already, yes, a business strategist? Do you not have a business strategist for council who is
We
employed
have
full time?
a business strategist.
Whose name? Can you give us the name?
She's, well, I know your first name, Tsitsi.
No, she's the manager for the business unit. But we are also aware that you have what is called a strategy and grants manager. What is his name?
A strategy and grants manager.
Yes.
Is a gentleman.
Yes.
I
Whose mandate is exactly the same as that which was being executed by this freelance engineer.
Well, he has not given
Do you
us
know Mr. Jablan Due?
Jablan Due.
Yes. Ever heard of him?
I know of a Due, but he's not. I thought he worked in HR or human resources.
He is not.
His name, Jabulan Due.
Jablan Due. Do you know him?
No, I don't know him.
We have received evidence that there is a strategy and grants manager whose name is Jablan Due. He reports for duty every day.
OJB.
Yes. So we now wonder what this Kashangura was doing when there is someone who's occupying the post.
I've never seen a report from that Jabulani Due. I don't know him.
Yes.
He has never presented to my office.
Or is it that you never cared to know about him since you were biased towards your Kashangura?
No, we have 10,000 employees, but if there was someone producing a strategy for the council at that level, will certainly be a person who should be talking to us regularly. He has not presented to us any strategy.
You are just not aware of the existence of this manager because you never cared to. When you go back, go and ask for one of the council employees called Jablan Due.
I'll ask for him.
Yes, and he works at the Strategy and Grants Department, and their role is to produce strategies for council. So we are wondering why this Kashangura continued even during your tenure and what his purpose was.
We can submit the report that he did to the commission.
Yes.
It was submitted to council. It is one of the best reports I've read.
Don't judge it.
Yeah, but we'll
You are
submit
being
it.
subjective.
Another question?
Yes.
Another question, Mr.
So I'll also ask the reason why this famous freelance engineer was present in a full council meeting of the 1st of October 2024.
Was he in there?
Yes, the mayor was in that meeting. And this Kashangura guy was part of a full council meeting of the 1st of October 2022.
Right, just hold on. Do you recall whether he was in?
Yes, I recall. We invited him in to present.
What was special about his presence when he's not an employee of council, not a councillor, not on any remuneration, he's just an engineer?
The council meeting is my meeting. I am at liberty to invite.
So we are asking you, what was special about this?
Allow him to answer the
Yes.
question, please.
I have the discretion to invite
Yes.
anyone into the council meeting.
What was his role on
His
this
role on
present
that
day?
particular day was to present the findings of his report.
And when you invite presenters, do they sit where the executive sits or in the gallery? Because
No, just hold on.
Yes. Where do they sit?
Answered.
What is the position where they sit?
They sit wherever I say they sit. If it's a priest, he sits by my side to pray for us, right in front, notwithstanding that he is not a council member. If you look at the council, we call priest every council meeting. It is a tradition to call a priest to pray for us. He sits where just below where I sit.
So on the day in question, sorry.
If it's
Sorry to interject because. So where did he sit on this day in question?
In the council chambers. If I invite you.
No. Answer the question.
He said where the executives were sitting, or I don't recall where he said precisely. I'll have to, but everything is on video. But when we asked him to come to present, he then presented.
Yeah, fine.
As an expert, he sat together with council. Okay.
It's my meeting, just like this commission. It's the chairman's meeting.
I get you. Who is Mr. Mugobobo?
Mr. Mugobobo is the acting IT manager.
Who employed him?
Oh, I found him there. He was at council.
Is he still with council?
Yes.
Who did he replace? Are you aware?
Yeah. I forgot his name. The then IT manager.
Samson Madzoke.
Yes, Madzoke.
What happened to Samson Madzoke?
Samson Madzoke was suspended.
Who pushed for his suspension?
The HR committee.
We have received evidence that you influenced the suspension of Samson Madzoke because he was resisting to adhere to your demands to have Quell re-engaged for the BIQ. How true is that?
That is false. Quell Associates or BIQ, there is an order from the Auditor General that they be brought into council to look for lost 200 million.
Yes, is there no weight on that one?
No, let me explain this because
I will not allow you. It's not part of my question.
But you're saying it is part of your question.
No, you said you didn't force it.
You said I want to bring back.
You said it's HR.
Quell Associates, there's been an order by the Auditor General that we bring back Quell Associates.
So in other words, you did not bring him back. It was not because of you.
It was not because of me.
Right, that's the answer.
Yes, so we'll go ahead with our questions. Thank you for remaining within the ambit of my questions. Is there no procurement unit which is responsible for the procurement of a BIQ at the city?
It is there.
And you confirm it's functional?
It is functional. There are people there.
So why are you so interested in the procurement of this BIQ to an extent that you even went yourself with your briefcase to Pras to follow the procurement process?
One, there was an order from the Auditor General.
Did you go to Pras?
Did you go to Pras?
Carrying a briefcase?
No, I didn't carry a briefcase. I will give you the genesis.
All right, but did you go to Pras?
Yes, I did go to Pras.
Who accompanied you?
The town clerk, the finance chair, the town clerk, the procurement people, the whole...
That is not correct. You were never accompanied by the procurement people because we have a report from Pras, which we can share with you, that they then cautioned you on the relevance of the procurement unit in terms of the Public Finance Management Act.
No,
but they are the ones who were responsible for following up on the procurement and not yourself as the mayor. Is that
then,
true?
No, just hold on. The question then is, when you went there, did they caution you?
No, we had a very productive meeting.
Right, fine. Next question.
But did they agree to your terms? Because you had gone in with a proposal to directly engage Quell.
Yes.
Instead of following the process.
Yes, they've agreed to our terms. We've got a letter from the ministry to procure directly from
Sorry, maybe the events are different. I'm talking about the events of May when they had not waived the resolution which spoke the Special Procurement Management Unit had recommended.
If you allow me to explain briefly the procurement of the BIQ systems and its genesis.
We are aware of those. We will not allow you.
We're going round and round in circles.
Who is going round in circles?
Our budget at that time, the minister wrote to me and said that he is not approving the budget because we had not complied with the 10-point plan of the president, and also the fact that we had not yet engaged in ERP.
But was it your duty, sorry Mr. Mafume, I will cut you, was it your duty to follow up on the procurement process?
We were then given a deadline.
No, Chair. Kindly assist me for witness to remain focused on the questions directed to him. I asked him a clear question on whether it was his mandate to follow up on the procurement process of a BIQ.
Right.
When there is a functional procurement
May I
unit.
ask you to listen very carefully to questions and answer questions which are asked of you. If there's a need for anyone to have you expand on those questions, we will do so.
I play an oversight role on all things.
But do you understand?
Yes, I do understand.
Right, fine.
Yes.
But from now on, just learn to answer questions. If there anything you want to add, we'll ask you to add.
Okay.
Right, fine.
Was it your mandate, or as a mayor, is it your mandate to follow up on the procurement processes of a BIQ when there is a functional procurement department?
Yes, I have an oversight role on all operations of council.
Right, fine. Next question.
Does oversight including following up on bids?
On what?
On bids, on the bidding process.
I've never attended a bidding process meeting.
But so why were you at PRAS yourself?
Because we needed an explanation as to why we were not getting approvals of our procurement of an ERP, which had taken 5 years.
Yes.
With us communicating to PRAS and back and forth.
That is the bidding process. Just hold on, in case you are not aware of it, or of the Procurement Act. That is the bidding process, which we were following up on, which had taken long.
5 years?
Yes.
So we were supposed
we have communications which were going back and forth from your procurement unit to PRAS, spoke resolution year after year. That is the process of procurement. That's why I'm asking why yourself as the mayor.
It's my duty.
Could you not send Mr. Neva or another manager to follow up?
The managers themselves were the problem.
He is a problem.
Yes, there is theft going on at council. We have had no ERP for 5 years.
So are you alleging that the manager, the procurement manager at that point, who is Mr. Neva, had stolen?
Yes.
What did he steal?
They are in and out.
What did he steal?
You must understand.
No, don't say must understand. What did he steal?
The issue is...
You said they stole.
Without an ERP...
No.
What did they steal?
Let's not get there first. You said there was a lot of stealing.
At council, not at procurement.
Right, fine. Okay.
In council, there's a lot of... That's what I want to explain.
The question now is who is stealing or who is stealing?
Why we have been agitated about the ERP is because...
No, who is stealing?
The account staff.
What did they steal?
Money.
How much?
In this first instance, the Auditor General said 200 million, and that we should look for it. Now, it could be more.
What convinced you that it was their department who stole?
The Finance Department?
Yes. Was a forensic audit done?
The Auditor General said there was 200 million stolen. Bring back BIQ to look for the 200
Did
million.
the auditor say it was because of the finance director, so that we can go back to a report?
The Auditor General said it because you have no ERP, you have gotten rid of the ERP, so we can't identify who has stolen. So
why are you convinced that the ICT people were stealing? Because you said the ICT people were stealing. That's why you were going after the BIQ yourself.
There's stealing in council. Auditor General.
Can you prove it?
Yes.
Were forensic audits done and complaints to the police done over these thefts?
We can't do audits because people have disabled the ERP. That's why we've not had an audit from 2019. It's deliberate by the executive. They are in management paradise.
So you had to follow it up yourself?
Yes, because since 2019, we can't do an audit because we have no ERP.
So what is the duty of the town clerk if you are taking over everything from council?
I'm not taking over. My oversight role.
Your oversight role, taking the role of the town clerk, taking the role of the procurement manager.
Look, I've got a contract.
Just hold on.
Just answer this way.
Was it necessary, the question, was it necessary for you to go to PRAS when you have got people in the town clerk, people who would have gone to pursue? I answered, wait a minute. When you would have actually have mandated these people to go and follow up on this, the question is, was it necessary? If so, what?
At this point, it became necessary.
Right.
Because,
Why?
Why? Because we've been telling them to get that ERP procured from 2019. I came into council.
And they have not done that?
They have not done that.
Good, yeah, fine. Next question.
At one point, they procured one for 54 million, and we objected.
Okay.
So at the current moment, inform us what is happening with the BIQ. Who's your current service provider and what are the terms?
The current service provider is one called SAGE. SAGE system routinely fails. Sometimes we go for weeks without being able to record transactions.
Right,
since SAGE came in, and then so now we've got a letter where we were authorized to do a direct procurement to BIQ, and we are being assisted by the ministry to do that so that we comply with the Auditor General's recommendations, and we also comply with the public accounts recommendations.
Yes, next question.
So do you now confirm or concur with me that it was wrongful for you to go to PRAS yourself and convince them to do direct procurement without the ministry's approval?
No.
Now that the authority has come from the ministry and you failed to get such authority yourself, was it therefore proper?
I'm the one again who went to the ministry. I got, what happened is, the genesis is that the situation got to a point where our last year's budget, a letter had to be written to me directly by the minister to say that we have declined to approve your budget, and this was reported widely. And one of the reasons that we have failed to approve the budget is that your council is failing to comply with the 10-point plan issued by the president. I then intervened not only on the ERP issues, we had the master plan issue, where I received 2 letters from the minister directly as mayor.
So you can hold on those
then,
ones.
Secondly, I wanted to
Sorry, Mayor, can you hold on those ones? They have nothing to do with my questions. We are also in possession of that memo from the minister to your town clerk, not yourself.
The minister
directed his letter to the town clerk because he knows the role of the town clerk and that of the mayor.
Ministers don't write to town clerks.
Minister wrote to the town clerk, Chisango. Investigators, can you get me the dossier?
The minister writes to the mayor.
With the letter from
the permanent secretary writes to the...
Who produced this in court. There is no need to argue.
All right.
And the fact that there is now a direct procurement and a waiver from PRAS is due to the reasons that the minister engaged PRAS and not yourself.
Oh, and what do you say? What do you say about that?
What do you say about that?
We've engaged all these bodies. We engaged the minister, we engaged parliament, we engaged PRAS. And they did a combined solution.
So it is not true?
It is not true.
Right, fine.
So now, how far have you gone with the re-engagement of Quell, who's your chosen service provider for the BIQ?
It has gone nowhere up to now. They are delaying.
Quell is also delaying.
Not Quell, the procurement people at our city council.
Is that why you put Neva on forced leave with pay?
He wasn't there for this direct procurement, and I'm not the one who put him on forced leave.
Now that he had his charges on a criminal matter withdrawn before plea, what action have you taken to re-engage his services at the council? He's still at home?
Yeah, there are distinct processes here. If you get cleared, we had nothing to do with his charges at the criminal courts. If you are cleared there, you notify a council, but at the same time, you can be subject to disciplinary processes of council, which have a different standard.
Is he facing such?
That is up to the town clerk to decide whether...
No, but answer the question.
He's not, I'm not aware. I'm not aware, right. Not to my knowledge.
Then regarding Chisango, the former town clerk?
Yes,
Was he not yet back in office? We also have evidence that the criminal charges which are being leveled against him were withdrawn before plea.
The charges against him, we suspended him, or I suspended him?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
I thank you for being honest
Yes.
for once. You
Yes.
suspended the previous town clerk yourself.
Yes.
Did you have the mandate?
Yes.
What were the allegations?
I've got the suspension letter. The allegation.
What are the allegations?
What
The
were the
allegation one
allegations?
was the issue of the tender, the flouting of the tender. The second one.
Which one?
Which tender?
The Juluka tender, the 9 million streetlights tender, the flouting of those procedures. The next one was the issue that he has no valid contract of employment. Or is not produced a valid contract of employment, and contrived to create a contract of employment for himself, which has no council resolution and has not been approved by the local government board.
When did you discover about all this?
When I came back into office,
When?
early February last year.
And
Around
all
about
this
5.
while Chisango was the town clerk and you had not raised any issues?
No, I raised the issues.
When?
I think by end of April, I asked the HR committee to ask, the HR committee was supposed to get the executive contracts and their permissions of employment. That's when we discovered that he had fraudulently awarded himself a contract.
Of employment?
Yes.
But all this time he was serving you. Were you not observant of these issues?
His contract was supposed to be renewed in August 2023.
Is it that you just became aware of it in February, or grapes had turned sour between yourself and Chisango?
No.
Because we have evidence that you and Chisango don't see eye to eye. To the extent of you throwing files in his face, chasing him out of full council meeting.
Is this true?
No,
Is this true?
It's not true.
The events of the 1st October,
We didn't.
are they not correct?
I didn't chase him.
You chased him out, didn't you?
No, I advised him that when you are under suspension, you serve the suspension. If you violate the conditions of suspension, you might inadvertently commit another offense.
How about Madzoker? His charges were also cleared, but it is said that you said you do not want to see him at townhouse.
But
And you prefer that he will be paid whilst being at home.
No.
Is it true?
It's
Is
not
it
true.
true?
It's not true.
So all these people at council are lying against your name. Is that true?
You're talking about people.
Is that true? Is
They're
that
lying.
true?
If anybody says that, they are lying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no one likes you there at council. Am I correct?
When I was elected, the councillors were singing. But you can't say no one likes me at council. That's such a broad generalization.
So what has happened now over Mafume?
It is
Since
not.
people are on your case.
Because I'm correcting the wrongs that were there. We have no contract. The town clerk has no contract. The procedure is very simple. When your contract expires, we renew the contract through council resolution. If that's not done, a case in point is the town clerk in Blaawai. If that's not done, you stop work immediately, and then we do the process of renewing your contract as the directive that was then in existence at the time. That process was not followed.
Right.
Okay.
So
what wrong had your driver? What wrong had your driver, your allocated driver? What had he committed when you employed a new driver for yourself?
Did you employ a new driver?
I didn't employ.
We received evidence that you employed a new driver when you had been allocated another driver who is in the driver's pool at the council.
Or let's put it this way. The driver who was allocated to you, is he the same driver you're using now?
No, I've had many drivers that I'm using.
So what
we have a pool of drivers.
No. You're the ones who are allocated to you.
The ones who are allocated to
Maybe
you.
give the name.
Give the name. Who is the one I supposed to have removed?
The one who is driving you currently, is he part of your pool?
Yes, he's part of our pool.
And the protocol officer? What is his name?
The protocol officer, Chinoputsa.
Yes, your
Yes.
Yes. Is there a post for protocol officer to the mayor?
No. To council?
Yes.
Yes, there is.
To the mayor or to council?
To council. The way the council works.
No.
No,
Is there
I'm
a protocol
asking
officer for the
you,
mayor
is
or
there a protocol officer to the
The
mayor?
protocol
or
office
to council?
is in the
there
chamber.
one, yes or no?
Is there one?
No.
So you created also a post of the protocol officer to the mayor, Mr. Chinoputsa.
No, there's no one who has the job description, protocol officer to the mayor. It's non-existent.
So what is Chinoputsa's duty
He's
to
a
you?
protocol officer, period. He does our protocol. My protocol, any protocol, whenever he is present.
But he never serves anyone with protocol services except yourself.
No, he does. He serves the deputy mayors, the councillors, anybody who requires the protocol services. If they are traveling out
Was
of
he
the
always
country,
in the protocol office? Tell us
No,
his history. Where did you take him from? You picked him.
No, I didn't pick him. He transferred their authorizations that he gets. He transferred from the health department to the protocol office.
But the HR department do not have the papers for the transfer. You just woke up in your protocol services. We requested for those, we couldn't get them.
They have to rectify that.
How can they rectify them when you are the one who insisted that he should be transferred?
How did I insist? Do they have a paper of me insisting?
That's why they do not have the transfer papers.
He is a protocol.
If it was themselves,
There was an HR, how we do transfers is very simple. An HR meeting is held, there's a record of those minutes. Every transfer that's done is then done through the HR office. And that was done and ought to be done.
but to the contrary, there is nothing to that effect.
Then the person who is responsible for HR issues must be answerable.
And you are
Because
going to fire them by the end today, like you usually do. Are you going to do that?
I'm not going to fire anybody.
You know what, Chair Mayor? We've discovered a trend on your part, that if we give evidence in here, which links to any of your persons in service, the same day you leave this room, you victimize them.
Give examples.
Give examples.
Yes, I'll give an example of Marara's scenario.
And who else?
No, let's deal with Marara first.
Let's deal with him first.
No, I
What
haven't.
happened soon after you left?
I
We
haven't.
are informed that you insisted that Mabena Moyo signs the suspension letter, which he then dodged for some time until he had to request for an opinion from the legal advisor.
I couldn't have insisted that he signs a suspension letter for Major Marara. Major Marara does not have a contract with the city council. He resigned in his first post as the M&E advisor. After resigning from that post, he came back.
So why, my question is, why would you then implement such
wasn't-
issues soon after the
No,
witness testifies?
I wasn't the one who implemented it. There was a resolution in December 2018.
The coincidence is too high, Mayor.
No, but
A day after he appeared,
Major Marara, I can.
a day after he appeared, you forced the acting town clerk Mabena Moyo to suspend him, and he asked for reasons why he should be suspended, and you said just find a way to suspend him.
No.
And you quoted his evidence and said, let's liberate him from the
That's
council.
a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
That is also a lie.
Yeah, I never said that to Mabena Moyo.
And the coincidence is too high. A
The
day
issue-
after he appeared,
Let me. Okay. Let me.
the coincidence is too high.
Just listen. Don't worry about that.
Don't
Listen to
worry
the
about
question.
that one. The
Yes.
coincidence is too high.
I did not. There was a resolution. My position, and that is my considered position. My considered position. There were posts that were created
We know about the job evaluation. If the one want to tell us
Yes.
about, we are aware of that. But our question now is...
Just answer the question, please.
We know about the job evaluation. But our worry now is that December, a resolution is passed.
I did not.
No, answer. Listen very carefully, very carefully.
Our main worry, Mayor, is that...
Don't anticipate questions. Please, let's behave orderly.
Yes. Okay. Our main worry is that on 30 December, in the previous year, which is 2024, a resolution is passed by committee.
Yes.
Then nothing happens until Marara comes to testify sometime in February. Then a day or two, let me finish. Then a day or two later after he testifies evidence which some people felt was against you, he gets a letter of suspension. Someone is forcing the town clerk to suspend him, reasons not proffered. Then an urgent HR committee meeting is held under the guise of buying stationery and toilet papers. Then terms of reference of the HR committee are changed to facilitate the abolition of the post of Amarara. Isn't that coincidence too high?
Do you remember the
there are many
the events?
Yes, the sequence of events is I'm not clear about, because I'm not the one who calls the HR committee meeting. If I had called a council meeting to deal with that issue, the HR meeting is called by the chamber secretary.
Yes, and please note, the chamber secretary's agenda for the meeting was urgent procurement of toilet paper and stationery, not changing the terms of reference of the HR committee. We have that.
Yes, so if a meeting was called for that, then no one, or you cannot change the agenda of the meeting to just like that.
That's what he did. Can you confirm that it was not correct?
That the HR committee chair did?
Yes, Godzi, can you give me that notice for the meeting? It was a notice of the meeting for urgent procurement of toilet paper and stationery, where the HR committee then convened.
Let's start here. The December resolutions, nothing is done. Up to the time quite recently, after he has given evidence here. Is that a coincidence?
The point is that the last meeting of December is the meeting that we close council. So
No, is that a coincidence or just a progression of events?
Yeah, it's a progression of events. It's not a coincidence.
Right.
So what would be your comment if I'm to tell you or to inform you that the chamber secretary called for an HR committee meeting under the guise of an agenda to purchase stationery and toilet paper?
And he changed it.
And he changed it. The HR committee met and made resolutions, changed these terms of reference under that meeting, which then resolved to abolish the post which Marara has occupied for some time now.
That would be false. The post, Major Marara has no post in council. He has no contract.
Sorry, I did not ask you about that. I'm talking about the meeting agenda. The meeting agenda against what then transpired.
That one is not my meeting.
And what is your comment, since you are also a councillor?
That meeting, I didn't call for that meeting. I don't participate in that meeting, and that's not my meeting.
And the coincidence is also very high. This was called as an urgent meeting on the 29th of January. This is a copy from your chamber secretary. You can read for us the reference of that meeting. What was the call? The agenda?
Is to invitation to attend an urgent meeting, critical shortage and absence of printing equipment, accessories and stationery across council departments.
Right. Yes, then you can follow through now. What was resolved? That the HR committee changes its terms of reference.
To?
You can read. but we won't have time for that. Maybe my colleague can pick for you the issue I'm talking about.
Yes, but the way this works, when committees meet, they then bring all what they've decided on, because it's not valid until...
So are you saying council...
Just hold on, let me try to help him. All that we are aware of, but the question is, are you through with reading?
Yes, I'm through.
Right. Do you know why the terms of references were changed?
I was not part of the meeting.
Do you approve of the changes?
I've not been pointed to the changes. I've not read the changes.
She has pointed out to you that is now terms of references were different. Let them show you.
Let me show you where is the difference.
You will pick out
the changes there.
The changes to the HR committee terms of reference and the resolutions which will pass. One of the terms, Chair, was to implement the findings of the job evaluation, which was done.
Okay.
It's just that we need time. This document is long.
Yeah, we discussed we discussed this later the last time in detail, and I thought we had explained the genesis of the letter and the reason why.
Yes.
It's in the absence of me being pointed to the specific issue that has changed.
Yes, but my concern, Chair,
I'm at a loss.
Is whether council meetings proceed by way of hidden agendas. You call for a toilet paper procurement meeting, then turns out it will be an HR terms of reference meeting. Is that how your meetings at council are run?
You have not shown me the change.
No.
That's not how they are run.
There is an invitation to attend the meeting.
Is that how they are run?
No, the council meetings are done by notice.
So what is written down there is not in accordance with your
unless the only procedure that a chairman can change, unless there are items that can be brought to the attention of the chair of that meeting, and you do what we call a chairman's consent. So if there is an agenda-rising issue which cannot wait for some reason or another, and the chair is convinced that it needs to be discussed, it will then be discussed. But we
didn't see that in the minutes. It does not appear.
It will be. I'm explaining the procedures because I didn't sit in this meeting. For example, if I'm sitting in a council meeting and somebody says that there's damage to Morton Jeffrey, like the last time in December, there was flooding in Morton Jeffrey. If that is raised from the floor, you immediately consent as a chair and say, okay, let's deal with this urgent issue.
But would you then abandon your agenda, the main agenda, which called for a meeting to procure tissues and stationery, and then go towards the HR terms of reference?
I'm giving you the instances where a chairman, to say a chairman...
No, we understand.
Yes. Can change
we understand.
So it can change?
A
meeting can turn out to become any other meeting at your council?
No.
So what is the purpose of your agenda? According to your legal understanding, you are a legal practitioner. What is the purpose of an agenda?
The agenda is there. Then there's what you call the chairman's consent.
I'm saying, what is the purpose of an agenda?
It's to notify everybody so that people prepare and they know what they are coming to meet for. Yes. So
what is the agenda on that letter?
The agenda on this letter is for equipment. So if it dealt, maybe to answer your question, if it dealt with any other issues.
That agenda, was it discussed?
The agenda, no, this agenda.
No, the agenda to do with the procurement of toilet paper, etc.
Yes, it was discussed.
Where was it recorded?
I was at the commission during the time when this meeting was happening.
And there are no minutes.
The only resolution which came out of that meeting was to adopt a new terms of reference for the HR committee.
No, I think you're conflicting meetings. Can you check this meeting is this meeting is different from this meeting. I think cross-check your facts.
But you have agreed that.
These are two. They are completely two different meetings.
Chair, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to proceed because I was going to take the mayor through the 5 subsidiaries.
Yes, fine.
Starting with City Park.
Yes, fine. But in the meantime, just check that and
yes, we'll check and revert.
Right, let's go to subsidiaries.
But
okay.
Did you still have questions? Because I have got threatening messages that I have.
From where?
From Major Marara that he sent.
When?
To me.
When?
When? No, just hold on. That's very crucial.
Yeah, that's very. No, not in this instance, but in October.
Oh.
Yes. No, I just want.
In October last year.
Yes, on October last year.
Was a threat of violence?
There's a picture of a severed head.
But then the threats have not been carried out.
We have not yet called him to testify.
No, just hold on. Threats have not been carried out.
The threats have. My head is still there. But
No, it's all right. If there are any threats of that nature, you advise the police officers to investigate.
No,
but we are happy that threats have not been carried out.
I'm delighted.
Let's deal with what is before us.
But I'm sure, Chair, that can be testament of a very bad relationship between the two.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We appreciate it. But let's deal with. Let's not be deviated from it.
Yes, true. Chair, together with my colleagues, I've agreed that I may hand over to Mr. Mpofu whilst I make my questions really direct. Otherwise, we're going to spend the whole week.
Is he now dealing with the City Park issues?
No, we will come back to the theme of the subsidiaries
after
he has exhausted something else, which is coming in between the line of questioning.
Right. So what is it? You wanted to say something? Don't start talking to them. They'll shout at you. You rather address it to me.
Yes, the last time I appeared, I indicated that I had a trip to Kenya for tomorrow. The flight is this afternoon. It was this morning, but I pushed it to this afternoon.
What is this for?
It's a long-standing.
Is it tenders?
It's just a 2-day thing that we had been invited in my capacity as mayor, which I had made a commitment a long time ago, and they had bought the tickets, and I'll be back by Thursday. But I still can sit for. But I just wanted to alert the chairperson.
In other words, you are indirectly asking them to speed up and finish up their questions.
For today.
No, they will not be expedited. They will not expedite it. They will not be stampeded into that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, fine. Thank you very much for taking into account.
Yes, I just wanted to check in.
No, I understand. What time do you want to leave?
It's at 4, probably by 2:30 or 2. Then, unfortunately, my city has got a lot of traffic, but I want to start off at 2.
You don't have an escort?
Unless I get an escort.
Yes, Mr. Pope. Let's deal with that in the meantime.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
And then maybe I could deal with that, then we can adjourn, then we talk to you about it. Yes. Are you likely to finish? Or you want us to adjourn, then we talk to you about something?
I could do 10 minutes and then we go to your issues.
Fine. All right, yes. We are going to proceed, provided that you answer truthfully and genuinely, then we'll also lean towards your request. No, it's just a jest.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I will answer as always.
Thank you very much, Mayor. You have been alluding to the fact that you have an oversight role over the city of Harare.
Yes.
And the buck stops with you, if I were to use that colloquial language?
Yes.
Yes, it is in that spirit that my questioning will come.
Okay.
First of all, and I'll give you an indication of what I'm going to look at so you put your notes in order.
Okay.
We are going to deal with the issue of water and regularization, etc.
Okay.
But I want you to follow up on something that you said during questioning by my colleague here about the loss that the city of Harare has incurred because of the absence of an ERP system. The documents that we have in this commission is that the loss has been quantified, at least by the Auditor General, I believe, at $200 million USD.
Yes.
And during questioning, you alluded to the fact
the loss for how much? For what?
200 million.
Yes, for what?
The loss incurred because of the absence of an ERP system that would track revenue collection and other issues.
Right.
That is correct.
Yes.
And you were interrupted, but I heard you say that, is it true that you said the loss is actually more than that?
Yes.
Wait. Are you able to give us a figure as to how much the city of Harare has lost because of the absence of an ERP system?
I'm not able to do the figures because management has ensured that there are no audits at council from 2019 to date. So, but we have anecdotal evidence. People, millions are paid, repeat payments. Others, their rates are forgiven.
Let me bring you back to my question. You have said it is more than $200 million.
Yes.
You therefore must have a figure that you wish to proffer to this commission. What is it?
No, I don't have a figure. My evidence is anecdotal because it frightens me that from 2019, for one reason or the other, management and procurement have failed, and I'm beginning to think it's deliberate that they have failed to procure an ERP.
We will come to that. I want you to concentrate on what I'm asking.
Yeah.
You actually have formed the opinion,
yes,
which you proffered to this commission unsolicited for, that it's actually more than $200 million.
Yeah, it runs into millions.
So now we want you to assist this commission and say, okay, they say it's $200 million. You say it is more. What could we be looking at?
We could be looking at losses of about 10 million per year.
Which gives you how much?
Which gives us 10 million times.
That man does not work. That man is a lawyer making money everywhere.
I thought
let's talk about
5 years, 2019.
50?
Yeah, about 50 million thereabouts.
No. So how can it be more? It's 50 million when you're talking about 200 million.
No, it's an addition.
Over and above.
Over and above the 200 million.
Okay, so 250 million plus or minus.
You're saying 10 million per year or 10 million per month?
Per year.
Per year, okay. So according to your estimates, we're looking at about $250 million.
Yes.
And this situation has been going on for a period of 5 years, as you have indicated.
Yes.
And during the 5 years, the city has been bleeding.
Hemorrhage.
Thank you. It's been hemorrhaging for these 5 years.
Yes.
Now, this oversight role that you have been telling us about, it obviously extends to your councillors.
Yes.
It would therefore be a fair comment to say that the councillors, and yourself as their head, have allowed this situation to persist for a period of 5 years.
I've tried everything to get an ERP installed at council. I end up being the one accused of interference. But I have tried everything humanly possible to get an ERP at council. We can't function without an ERP.
That is quite understandable. So from your evidence, this is a combination of councillors and officials at the City Council who have blocked your efforts to obtain an ERP.
The councillors have been supportive. It took a bit of time for councillors to understand the functions of an ERP or the Auditor General's recommendation. But once councillors understood...
You do not want to sound partisan and political in your approach, and I'm not even talking about party political lines. Are you suggesting that you want to exonerate councillors completely and put the blame squarely on council officials?
No,
obviously that's not what you say.
No, that's not.
So that's not what you're saying?
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying.
Right, okay, so let's come back to my line of considering. If you have been trying unsuccessfully, in vain,
I'm now being accused.
And in view of your last answer, in that we cannot totally exonerate councillors, the only reasonable deduction to make from that is that it has been a combination of councillors and council officials blocking efforts for the installation of a new ERP system.
Yes, it's a case of dogs opening their eyes at different times when they are born.
Well, not many people will be able to understand such sophisticated language. Let's come back to a simple answer. The councillors have been complicit in blocking the installation of an ERP system with council officials.
Yeah, some councillors, yeah.
Sorry?
Some councillors, yes. I'm also a councillor.
So I understand the difficulty why you can't answer that because you are a councillor too. But the truth is, councillors have.
Yes, it's a difficult...
Now, let's go step by step. Now that we have established that councillors have also participated in frustrating your efforts, what role have these councillors played in frustrating those efforts?
Well, part of it was... I can't blame them because, well, the first part is exposure. We have different exposure.
Let me park the part where you can't blame them. I want the part where you blame them.
The exposure. Some of them could not understand. They thought they were being persuaded that any system can just come in and take off from where BIQ left off. They could not understand the Auditor General's recommendation. They could not understand the Parliamentary Accounts Committee recommendations. And then some were fearing that, it is just something that maybe is not wanted by the executive.
For whatever reason, the actions that these councillors were taking were detrimental to the interests of the citizens they were serving.
Yes.
For which they are administratively, at the very least, culpable of incompetence towards the approach of their duties.
Well, I wouldn't quite put it like that.
Put it in the way that you think it should be.
Like I said, it takes time for people with different backgrounds to understand the importance of what we will be discussing at that particular moment in time.
If you are unable to appreciate the sophisticated or subjects, or if you are unable to understand the workings of your council that you are serving, should you be serving there?
Well, you shouldn't be. It goes without saying.
So these councillors who didn't understand the importance of an ERP system, thereby impeding you from doing your work, shouldn't be councillors because they just don't understand the importance of an ERP.
Yeah, some of them lost elections in the last election. But yeah, I mean, it is important for someone to do what they understand.
Because, Mayor, if you are saying that people have been blocking you, you cannot then go on to exonerate them of any wrongdoing when they have been stopping you from doing the right thing.
Yes, I just categorized the reasons why some...
All right, so we've established these councillors are unable to comprehend the importance of what is before them. And it is because of that we've reached the stage where we are.
Yeah, some councillors. Yeah.
Okay. But still, as I'm talking to you right now, we do not have an ERP system.
Yeah, now that is the deliberate act of our procurement department and management. They don't want an ERP in place because of all the people in any organization, our executive are in what I call a management paradise. No audits for 5 years. They will find a reason from pillar to post to not implement. Right now, we're given an order to implement this recommendation by the ministry. Last year, about 3 months ago, it still has not been done. They are finding any and every reason. Now the reason is me.
Okay, very well. We go step by step. So these council officials are blocking the implementation of ERP.
Yes.
Why doesn't council, as the oversight board, overrule them?
We have, but now the
Wait. When you say you have overruled them, what have you done as an action of overruling them? Have you made a resolution?
Yes, we've made countless resolutions on the ERP. We have gone to meetings with the ministry. We've gone to meetings with the PRAS. We've gone to meetings with Parliamentary Accounts Committee. We have met every body that has a direct or indirect impact on us as council to say, for as long as we don't have an ERP, we are shooting in the dark.
Very well. During the lifetime of this commission, we have come across multitudes of resolutions
on ERP
that are passed, on diverse issues. We have resolutions on what is called regularization, a subject that I will touch on later on with you. We have resolutions for the provision of council stands to councillors. We have resolutions for the provision of commercial stands to a select group of councillors. We have a plethora of resolutions that have come out of City Council over the years. Why is it that, despite all that, we do not have a resolution for ERP?
Oh, we have more than 6. That is the deliberate.
You have them?
Yes.
All the other resolutions I speak of have been implemented. All the other resolutions I speak of have been implemented. Why has this one not been implemented?
That is where the story is. That is where council has collapsed. That is where most of the money is being stolen. There is no accountability. An organization such as the City of Harare, not bringing back an ERP that had been operating for 11 years and then operating for 6 years without an ERP. That is where the problem is. The management does not want to implement the resolution on ERP. They will implement peripheral issues, except the one that is of. It's like EcoCash operating without a system for a day. We've gone for 6 years.
That is where council has collapsed, were your words.
Yes.
We're sitting here with a council that has collapsed.
Yes, on that score.
And that is the score of revenue collection.
Yes.
And that is the score from which all service provision issues are premised. So if that has collapsed, the council has collapsed.
I appreciate your comprehension of this issue. this is,
Thank you.
This is where I was trying to come to. Without an ERP, it's like a bank operating without a system. The council has been doing so for 6 years. They have not been able to do an audit. And I have been a lone voice in saying we need to implement the Auditor General's recommendation, bring back, and I'm happy that the ministry has agreed with me. We are bringing back, but it's being delayed by the Secretariat.
You have been a lone voice to the exclusion of everybody else, including your fellow councillors.
Some.
Now, is it not in fact a fact that the provision or the installation of an ERP system has not materialized because both council officials and your councillors who you lead have got a pact of corruption whereby they are benefiting from the council's lack of ability to audit its functions accurately?
Some, yeah. When it comes to some executive and some councillors, it's when you.
It is a criminal cartel fleecing the system by blocking the installation of an ERP, and it constitutes of members from both sides of the river, council officials and councillors. Otherwise, it wouldn't succeed.
And that cartel is trying to use the commission to say I should not insist on an ERP. I'm a victim here.
Before we agree on what it's trying to do, let's agree that it does exist.
Yes, it does. Do you know what it does?
So
it's not only finance. If you have an ERP, you can monitor leases. Why is there no record, a computerized record of all the leases that the city council has issued? Why is there no computerized record on graves? Why is there no computerized record on markets? All the functions of a council can be put in a program, computerized issues around giving tickets for municipal. So when I say ERP is the council itself. And all these things are not there deliberately. And because the executive does not want an ERP to come on board. And the
executive and councillors.
Well,
Mayor.
Okay, but I will lean towards the executive because the councillors I've been able to get resolutions out of them, but the executives have proven a very formidable foe, right to the point that at this juncture, almost a conclusion was carrying the day that we should not force us to have an ERP.
But, Mr. Mayor, Your Worship, you have just testified in this commission that you suspended the town clerk.
Yes, I did.
And the town clerk is the chief executive officer of city council.
Yes.
But you were able to suspend him.
The law allows me to.
You were able to suspend him.
Yes.
Why have you not suspended these executives that are acting as a barrier to the establishment of the ERP?
They've created a procedural firewall between myself and them. That's why they are saying that
What firewall? This firewall didn't stop you from suspending the town clerk.
No, the town clerk could not, because the Act allows me to suspend him in specific words. Now the other ones, I have to they have to be suspended through their superior. So if you are a finance director or anybody, you have to be suspended through your boss, cascading downwards. You cannot be suspended.
And all of them answer to the town clerk.
Yes.
And the town clerk can fire all of them.
Yes.
And you can fire the town clerk.
As I've done.
But you want to tell us that you are unable to fire these executives that are blocking you from establishing what you've been fighting for years.
If I had authority to write the letters, a whole lot more people would have been dealt with by now. Because the situation, like I have chronicled, the gaps that are there, in my view, the executives have created gaps of lack of accountability. which allows for loopholes. And the sad thing is that we have readily available IT solutions for those problems.
No, you see, we're looking, I'm riding on your evidence. And I'm riding on what you've defined as your role, which is oversight.
Yes.
And all these things, where you have not taken action, are ascribable to yourself ultimately. And your councillors, but yourself ultimately.
Yes, it's to me ultimately. That's why.
But it stops with you.
It stops with me.
Now, if you have been trying for 5 years and you have not succeeded, on what basis can citizens expect that someday you will succeed?
No, I succeeded this year.
We don't have an ERP.
No, but the ministry wrote a letter. Everybody has agreed that we must procure an ERP, and we are being assisted by the ministry. And I'm sure that by the end of this month, that contract will have been signed.
All right, let me
if not next week.
Before I move on.
So that one I've succeeded.
Before I move on, no, we don't have it.
It's coming
the
this
truth, the truth of the pudding is in the eating.
I'm proud of the work that I've done, and I've.
Now, before we move on, I think what we've established from this discussion between yourself and me is that indeed the lack of an ERP is not as a result of some natural event or something outside people's...
No, it's deliberate.
It is actually a deliberate, very costly, and has been committed by a combination of councillors and executives. We have established that.
And at one point, they tried to foist a $57 million ERP on council, which I resisted.
I'll move on to the next issue. There is an issue which is of concern to residents of Harare, and this is an issue of the proliferation of service stations.
Yes.
I will refer you to one, which perhaps, in my own opinion, there may be others, demonstrates the irregular manner in which these service stations have been allocated land. And that is one at the corner of Tyrone Avenue and Tyrone Street and West.
Is it Argyle?
Just before Argyle.
Okay.
There was one in Argyle. But there's one corner Tyrone, Tyrone.
Okay.
And West.
Yes, yes.
Which is, again, I find it convenient to use the colloquial term, smack bang in the middle of a residential area.
Yes.
Its very next neighbor is a residential place on the right. Its very next neighbor behind it is a residential stand. And on the other side, its very next neighbor after the road is a residential stand. In other words, what has happened at that location is that a house has been partially demolished in the middle of the street, literally, and the service station put there. Are you aware of that?
No, I've seen. I've gone past the place. I'm as shocked as you are.
Yes, and you would agree with me that that situation is irregular.
Yes, it's irregular. I would agree with you that it is irregular.
Yes. And that actually what that does is that it jeopardizes, it puts neighbors in mortal danger. Should anything happen to fuel tanks that store fuel underground, explosion, fire, etc.
Yeah, the consequences are ghastly.
Yes, should a neighbor have a braai and, there's an explosion, you'd agree with me?
Yeah.
Now, can you take us as the Commission through what has been happening, the corruption that has been happening in the proliferation of these petrol stations throughout?
Okay. All right. Recently, on the last council, we issued a moratorium on all service stations, so that we will be able to investigate what is happening. Every time I inquire, I'm made to understand by our planning department that there is a policy of what they call coming up with development corridors. Now, these development corridors bypass the normal, allows the owners to then bypass the normal channel of getting those things approved. So once it's done, so what business people do is that they will identify an area say a road, which is a thoroughway. They then say, we want to come up with a new development area plan for that area. Hidden in that consultative process are a lot of things that you can't pick as residents, because someone sponsors a development plan. Let's say comes to the planning department and says, okay, I live on this road, Samora Machel, we want to do a new area development plan in terms of the act. But what they then do is, as they are planning, certain uses are then strategically placed within that plan.
Very well. In fact,
right, just hold on. Let's bear in mind that he is location plane.
Okay.
We have to postpone this matter. You come back on Thursday.
Yes, I'm flying back on Thursday.
No, it won't help us to come only to sit on Friday and we adjourn. We'll postpone this matter to to Tuesday next week, which is the 18th.
Okay.
This matter is postponed to the 18th of February at 900 hours for the continuation of this matter.
Thank you.
Right. But before you leave, I want to say the following. It has come to the attention of this commission that members of the public, through some social media and through some media houses, that this commission has made an apology for imputing some wrongdoing on the part of the mayor, who is currently giving evidence before this commission. We would like to put the record straight that this commission has not directly or indirectly made any apology to the mayor and to any other witness who has given evidence before us. The correct position is that the mayor is still giving evidence, and the commission will not tolerate anyone who is trying to directly or indirectly peddle falsehoods which are calculated to intimidate, threaten, or influence on the persons who are charged with investigation in this matter or giving evidence before this commission. These false reports are designed to influence the thinking of all those charged with investigations and those who are charged with the determination of this commission, which is this commission. Sorry. Are you okay? Is this biblical omen? That those who are lying, may they lift their tongues.
A pillar of salt.
There you are. We would like to make it clear that all and sundry that this commission will not yield to any such whims and caprices by all those who are desirous to derail this process. Further to that, the members of press are advised to make sure that they report correctly and professionally the proceedings of this commission. The members of public, or Zimbabweans in general, and the residents of Harare and the ratepayers are entitled to hear the truth of what's going on. We have not made any determination about any evidence which has been laid before us. Therefore, it is improper for people to import any wrongdoing or any conclusions about what is going on. We want to treat all people fairly and honestly in accordance to the oath of office which we undertook before His Excellency. Therefore, we would like to warn you very, very strongly that inasmuch as the press has freedom to report, but they should do so properly, because if they now overstep the mark, there is a danger that they'll be visited with litigation. And we don't want to do that. We want people to remain honestly and report properly. I hope I've made it quite clear. Yes, thank you. Yes, Mr. Woods.
Honorable Chair, I made another observation.
Yes.
I came across a social media clip wherein His Worship the Mayor was being interviewed by members of the press in connection with these proceedings, and I'm requesting the Honorable Chair to have the witness warned that in as much as he's free to exercise his freedom of speech, freedom of expression, that should not lead to the matter under discussion. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, if this is true, Mr. Mafume, you know very well that you are under oath and you are not supposed to be discussing this matter with the press. In as much as you would want to tell them one or two things, there is a danger that you may be misunderstood. And we don't want a court of public opinion to influence us, and we will not do so. Let us remain respectful to the process and the proceedings until the matter is finalized. Thank you. Having so said, on voyage.
Thank you so
much.
I